leave him wireless. He needs to see it. Boom, and we're live. What's up, Rich? How are you, man?
What's popping, baby? What's going on, man?
Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Dude, thank you for having me on the show, man.
Well, I read about you, fellow Boston native, and
Right.
I read about your Tesla journey, and I
Right.
was like, this is a fucking interesting story. This guy buys a broken Tesla,
Right.
and then you couldn't get parts for it anywhere.
Nope.
So what had happened to the car? Had it been in an accident?
No, so I met the previous owner, and he actually, I think it was during Hurricane Sandy. Oh. He thought that, he goes, wait a minute, that water level seems low enough for me to drive through it. And he just started driving through the water. I think it got up to like the, almost like the B pillar.
Oh, no.
Up to like where his neck is, yeah. And
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know, right? So he thought he could fight the water. He lost, obviously. And it was just underwater. And I'm like, you know what? I got to try this thing.
And so what would Tesla do in that situation? If he wanted to bring it back to them, they would have to rebuild the entire car?
They wouldn't even do it because at that point, once anything liquid, any kind of like water intrusion happens at an EV, they just write the whole car off. Insurance companies just like, we're not going to deal with this.
Too risky.
Too risky. Not worth it.
Were you aware of the Fisker dilemma at Hurricane Sandy when they had the Fiskers that were parked at it was like at some sort of a dock,
right?
Where they
Weren't
brought
they all
them off
burned?
the ship. They all exploded.
Yeah, they all burned.
The water level rose,
right.
and the water got into them, and they just went off like fucking fireworks.
And they lost a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
Look, there's a video of it. You can watch the video of them fucking blowing up. So as the water level rose and you can see the water breaching.
Yeah.
Well, the water gets to the cars, and when it gets to the cars, they just start going off like fucking fireworks.
Oh yeah. I know that feeling. Oh yeah.
There it
wow.
goes. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh damn. And then,
look at that shit, dude.
Whoa, it's like a supernova.
I mean, those are big ass fucking batteries just blowing the fuck.
No joke.
That's insane. That turns night into day.
That's amazing. How many? They lost like 40 cars or something like that?
They lost a fuckload.
Yeah.
And the company essentially went radioed silent for like a year.
That's a big L to take, for
yeah,
sure. It's a
they
big
took
loss.
a hit.
Yeah.
Once people realized their car could just explode.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, hey, hold on. Sorry.
What happened?
This video, I didn't look at the name of the video. It popped up when I typed in the Fisker explosion, but this was the explosion of the Con Ed plant.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Yeah, that's a huge. Yeah, that was a giant.
I was like, what the fuck is in those cars? But there is a video of the actual Fiskers exploding, isn't there?
I think there's definitely pictures.
I have a feeling the second video won't be as exciting now.
Yeah, let's leave it off. Fuck it. More misinformation.
Just set us back an hour.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
that's the cars. That's what was left of them.
Wow.
And they all fucking blew up. It's a beautiful car, though. Fisker did a great job of making a car that looks really good.
Right, but you know what's funny? I think the back end's kind of ugly.
Do you?
I think the front looks like a fish. The back's kind of ugly. And then actually, have you ever driven one?
No.
You ever been in one?
No.
When you drive one, you'll be like, I get why this didn't work out.
Well, Justin Bieber had an all chrome one.
I remember that. Yeah. Does he still have it, though? Does he still have it?
He probably doesn't even know.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know at this point, yeah.
You know, the amount of money that dude must have. He probably has no idea if he has that car.
No kidding.
It's got it tucked away somewhere. But what do they drive like?
They're just not really great cars. It's not really a driver's car. It's a 2+2. The center
Keep
console.
this thing a little closer to you.
Sorry,
that's all right. It moves around if you want to take it with you.
The center console is super wide. It's a super awkward car to drive, and it's not really good at really anything. It doesn't styling wise. I'm like, there
Justin's.
we go. Yeah.
So you think that back end looks ugly?
I don't think I like it that much. No, no.
I like it.
But you know what's funny? The chrome doesn't look that bad.
Some guy got arrested in Germany. They pulled him over and compounded his car because he had a gold shiny wrap on it.
All right, was it too reflective or something?
I've seen that on There's a couple on Sunset, like a Lamborghini or something.
They'll let you do that in America, but in Germany they're like, "Fuck off." They took that shit right out. They're like harsh, cold, stoic folk. They don't want you doing that. I mean,
they don't want you flexing too much over there.
Yeah, not too much.
No.
I bet they like reluctantly are making cars like super flashy for like American markets and shit.
I think so too. I
wonder.
You think so? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much of an influence it has. Like, if you could leave them to themselves.
Right. What kind of cars do they make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like so much of it is like market driven. But when it comes to like engineering and handling, Like, god damn, German cars have it nailed.
They really do.
They
really
got
do.
it nailed.
But you know what? The Americans they were trying to sneak up and get close for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like the Germans it's the standard.
The only
it's a benchmark for everything.
place where the Americans fuck with it is like, have you ever driven a Camaro ZL1?
I have, yeah.
That's a preposterous car.
It's an awesome car.
It's amazing.
I have a Corvette Z06.
Ooh, which year?
And 06 Z06, which is the LS7 7-liter, and it's an insane car. By today's standards, it only has like 505 horsepower.
Isn't that funny?
But like,
that's not a lot.
It's a mean car. The car will put you on your ass really quick, man. Turn you to a man.
Our friend Taylor out there was telling us that they put a Tesla in ludicrous mode on a dyno, and it had some insane number of torque. It was like 900 pound-foot of torque, and somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 horsepower.
And the dyno could barely even read it. A lot of dynos don't even go that high in a lot of cases. Yeah. They're insane cars, man. I'm telling you. The Americans know how to do it now. I think it's interesting that, people don't realize this when they see a Tesla. It's a fully American car.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that. They're just like, oh, it's probably some like, German or like Japanese car. But the car's 100% made here.
Is this it right here, Jamie?
Yes.
Is this which model is this?
P100D.
P100D.
So that's the biggest one. So what does it say?
It says on a Mustang dyno.
So we're going to go from like a 20-mile-an-hour roll.
Sound like good old boys. We're going to take this Tesla up here and try to figure out how fast she goes. I think I can get it to jump.
I thought it said 56 seconds.
Yeah, no, I think it
Look at him. Hey.
it even almost jumps off the dyno at this point. There's so much torque.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very powerful car.
There you go.
When I've tried to describe it to people, especially people that have never driven an electric car, I'm like, it doesn't even seem real. It seems like it violates physics.
So how do you like yours, by the way? So
I love it.
I know that Elon Musk came here and bamboozled you into buying one, pretty much.
How dare you? I love it. I love it.
It's great, isn't it?
It makes other cars seem stupid.
Right. Absolutely.
And I love cars.
Yeah, I know you're a car guy.
I love them. I love cars that don't even drive that fast.
Right.
I love mechanical engineered excellence. I love when people figure things out, which is what brought me to you. I love the fact that you took this car that was fucked up, and you refused to let it go. You're like, I'm going to figure out how to fix this fucking thing. How much did you buy it for?
Wait, it was 15 grand. And just to be clear on something, I'm not like some like evil genius or brainiac. This was driven by my cheapness because I didn't want to spend the kind of money they were asking for one.
Right.
So basically, this car is like 15 grand, and the whole story started when my friend came over. He actually had a job at Tesla, and he's like, buddy, listen, there's these crazy cars. I know you have a Z06, but this car is faster than that. You're going to love this thing. I was like, that electric crap box, I don't want anything to do with that, whatever.
Right.
He brought the car over. Great looking car. I said, all right, I'll take it for a drive or whatever. And the thing was amazing, right? Amazing car. So I was in tech, and I'm just like, listen, like, you know what? Like, how much does this thing cost? Like, I make decent money, whatever. I'll just throw some money at it. He's like, listen, this will cost you about 120. I said, you know what? Have a nice day. I'm not buying that shit. And then he left, and I thought to myself, like, every night I was like, you know what? I got to get my hands on one of these cars, man. I got to get one. Like, sell a kidney, whatever, sell a testicle, whatever I can do. And I was searching online, and, what happens is whenever a car gets messed up, whenever a car gets, as they say, totaled in a way and it's a total loss, an insurance company will take it and they'll kind of auction it off to like the highest bidder. So I went to an auction site and I saw one for sale. It was like, 15 grand. They said it didn't run or drive and it was in a flood. And I'm just like, 15 grand, I could do that. That's a piece of cake, man. I'll throw some money at it, whatever. How hard can it be? You stick it in a bag of rice, you tie it up. He's like an iPhone. You drop your iPhone in the toilet?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, man, it sucks. You do it in a bag of rice and you're good to go. So I figured all I had to do was just buy more rice for this thing. And I got it home, and I was like, you know what? This is, I got myself into some shit here because it was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be.
So you didn't, sight unseen? You purchased it?
Nope, sight unseen. And that's the way it is the most times. They don't really let you on the auction lots too often. So they took 5 photos of it. It was some from the interior, some from the side, and one under the frunk. And I was just like, I could probably do this, right? No big deal.
So this begins this project, which takes how long to completion?
I think it took me about maybe 6 or 7 months or so.
of straight work?
No, so I have so I was working at the time, and I think only between the hours of like 7 p.m. and like 11 p.m. like every night.
Jesus.
And then weekends for a few hours until I figured it out. Yeah.
So goodbye social life.
Pretty much, yeah. I was a hermit for those months, and what I actually ended up doing was, so I had the car, right? So I was freaking out because my wife was just like, "How much was that thing?" Like, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, she had the divorce papers ready, pretty much. And oh, there I am.
Was that it?
No, this was a different one.
That
yeah.
one's fucked up.
Yeah, that one's really messed up now. I couldn't save that one.
How much did you get that one for?
That one was about, guess.
$4,000.
That was $20,000 I paid for that.
What?
Car. Yes.
What?
Yes.
That thing's totaled.
Yeah, I know, but they're so valuable, man.
Really?
Because you know why? It's the battery technology and the motor technology that Tesla's using. Everyone's just dying for that stuff, man. Like, so any wrecked Tesla that you find, minimum. I know I'm spilling the secret sauce here. Minimum worth $15,000, even if it looks like that. Dead serious.
That's insane. What, that thing doesn't even have doors.
Yeah, well,
like,
I took the doors off.
You took the doors off.
But the battery pack is still in there, right? And the motor.
That's what you want.
And the motor was still in there too.
Do people take those and put them in like old cars or anything yet?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Man. That's the new generation of hot rodders, man.
Because I saw something like that about a Mustang. It was like a 65, 66 Mustang that was electric, but I didn't know what train it used.
So you know how, you're a gearhead, you know this, the LS swap. Mm-hmm. They put literally an LS into everything.
Yeah, I have a Land Cruiser, Toyota Land Cruiser with one.
LS swap? Land Cruiser? Oh,
yeah.
no shit. So that's the new LS swap, basically. Mm-hmm. So the Tesla motor is the new LS swap. Everyone is swapping a Tesla motor into, Volkswagen Bugs, into Audis, into Porsches, into everything.
Well, I know people are doing LS swaps into 911s, and Porsche people are losing their fucking minds because they're taking old air-cooled cars, which are really notoriously difficult to get to a high horsepower rating.
Exactly.
Because those air-cooled cars, like you can only get them like around 400 plus horsepower. They
start crumbling.
Unless you're Singer.
Right.
Well, they've got that insanely engineered new one. What is that called? Lightweight.
I don't know what it's called. Either way, it's going to cost you damn near $100,000 to get power out
something
of it.
Dynamic, lightweight, something. It's the most gorgeous looking of those Porsches I've ever seen ever. Singer's and they built that one up to 500 plus horsepower.
Right.
But
how much does it cost though? That's the thing.
Fucking $1.6 million.
Exactly. Yeah.
$1.6 million.
Yeah, you gonna buy one?
That's a giant house, man. that's a house with land.
Yeah.
You might have a lake.
Well, actually, that's not true. In LA, that's not a house.
No,
really.
but LA is not the real world. What is that? 67 Mustang meets Tesla.
Look at that.
AVR motors, all electric muscle car.
Okay.
Holy fuck. That's a 68.
That's good looking too.
That's one of the best looking rear ends of any car ever.
That's an awesome looking car.
Fuck, that looks incredible.
2.2, 0 to 60.
Yeah. There you go.
What the fuck?
So that's new. So it's going to cost you a ton of money.
Bookmark that.
Yeah. It's going to cost you a ton of money to recreate that same look.
God damn.
Look, it has a nice screen too. Look at that.
That's so weird though to not shift a muscle car. I think I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm backing out. I'm backing out.
Oh wait, but you love your Tesla though. You don't shift that.
But it doesn't look like that.
Yeah,
I would be
true.
a super ultra poser.
Right.
The door handles come out like a Tesla's too?
Oh wait, that's the Tesla door handles.
Oh, fuck
Pretty
off.
slick. I don't know.
Next.
Pretty sweet.
No. There's a company that does, it's a company called Revology that makes old, like 1966 to like 68 Mustangs, but they do it with all new parts and modern technology.
It's like a resto mod, pretty much.
It's not though, because it's a new car. They buy the full. That's actually a brand new car that's never existed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a ground up build.
Ground up built. They buy the whole. Because I think it's called a unibody construction. Is that what it is? There's something the way that these Mustangs are constructed. The body's built into the frame. And this company sells them like completed versions of the body kit that are perfect with perfect tolerances.
Right.
So that's one. There's 67 Shelby GT500.
What's the price of? Oh wow.
Stupid expensive.
Yeah. It's not going to work.
It's like 2 Teslas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but they're dope. It's dope as fuck. If you look at like what it looks like, go down, see some pictures of it, Jamie. You get a better sense of it. But this guy is
so that's ground
very
up.
meticulous. Yeah, this company's very meticulous. I've been following their stuff for quite a while. What they do is really incredible. Right. That's an all new sheet metal. Like everything's new, but it has killer brakes and it has a modern Coyote Mustang engine in it.
Right, a 5.0. Yep.
So it's a 460 horsepower engine in these old badass muscle cars, and that one's the GT500. That one's actually supercharged. That has a 600 horsepower engine. Dude, it's dope. They're fucking gorgeous. They're gorgeous cars. They're really pretty.
So what would you think about someone dropping an electric motor on one of these things?
See, I love it. Look, I love people doing crazy shit, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
I need to shift. If I'm driving that thing, I got to pretend I'm Steve McQueen.
I hear you, man. Now, here's the thing. So what do you think about you've seen the new Tesla Roadster, right?
Gorgeous.
What do you think about
it? I love it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but it's theirs from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't mind not shifting in it. That thing seems like it's going to literally punch a hole through space-time.
I think so too, man. I think so too. I think they're looking at it like 0 to 60 in like 1 point something seconds.
Yeah,
man.
I think it's 1.9. I think that's what they're saying.
It's insane, man.
That's bizarre.
I know.
mean, it's crazy. When you feel it in the P100D, mine, like everybody that I get in the car and I stomp on the gas, they're like,
they can't believe it.
The fuck?
Yeah, they can't believe it.
These are around you. It's like vampires being around people. Like people that just leap to the top of buildings and then walking around looking regular until some shit goes down.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely amazing cars, man. And I think that's one of the main reason why I was like, I got to get one of these, man.
So what was the struggle? Initial struggle. You have the car, you take it apart, and what did you see?
Right. So pretty much I was kind of taking my time because I knew there was a point where I couldn't fix the damn thing, and I was just kind of wasting everyone's time. My wife's like, hey, is this thing almost done? I was like, yeah, babe, don't worry about it. We're good. Don't worry. Our money's safe. And so there's a certain point where I took everything apart, and I was like, all right, cool. I found a dead fish in the back of the car, by the way. So actually, you know what? The turning point of this whole thing was the turning point was I realized it was salt water and not fresh water. So you know what salt water does to stuff, right? So it just kills everything. So 90% of the car was kind of toast, and I said to myself, all right, I'm gonna call Tesla up. You know, buy a motor, buy a battery pack. I'll be good. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll spend like 20 grand for a battery and like maybe 10 for a motor. I'll be like for 40. It's still cheaper than 100. Right. So I called them up and they were like, hey, how's it going, man? I was like, hey, you know what? Crazy thing happened, right? So I bought this Tesla's underwater. And I need like a couple of things. I need a battery. I need like a motor. Just throw me those things. It's fine. They're like, well, we're not going to sell it to you. I was like, well, why not? Because you have no capability of fixing the car yourself. You're going to get yourself killed. It's not going to work. Give me your VIN number. And I gave them the VIN number. They're like, no, that car's listed as salvage. That thing was underwater. We're not going to help you. And they just hung up the phone pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah. So like, this is the crazy part too, is that they know, I'm putting my conspiracy theorist hat on. They know where every single car is. They know what it's doing. They know if the airbags went off. They know if you farted in the front seat. They know everything about these cars.
Right.
So pretty much when you give them the VIN number, the cars are always connected back to the mothership to give you the status in the car. So they know what's going on. So, if you try to hide from them, you just can't do it. So I had the car and I said to myself, you know what, this isn't going to work. I got to figure something out. So what I did basically, I bought another car for 15 grand. And I was like, I got to swap this stuff over. So I swapped everything over.
So the other one that you bought for 15 grand, everything worked?
Well, it was on a front-end collision.
Okay.
It was on a hard front-end collision. And
so the frame was bent or something?
Frame was bent. The thing was toast. And I just took all the electronics from one to the other.
How do you check to make sure that everything isn't damaged? Like when...
Well, that's a good thing. A lot of the wiring harnesses were cut, right, in the front-end collision car. But the interesting part was that in the flooded car, the wiring harnesses were still good for the most part in the front. Really? So what I did was, meaning not broken or torn or having bent connectors, I just took those connectors off and actually cleaned them because I couldn't get parts, from Tesla. Wow. I took like the wet wiring harnesses that were all corroded, pulled them out, got like, a Q-tip, toothbrush, and all that stuff.
What do you clean them with?
So I cleaned them with baking soda and like a wire brush, and like I got a toothpick too to really get in there and like cleaning the contacts and stuff. I just rinsed them out with water.
By this time, your wife's probably like, what?
She's pissed.
The fuck?
She goes, I noticed we're missing $30,000 from our bank account. and
you got two cars that don't work.
Exactly. Two cars that don't work, and there's $30,000 missing from our bank account. Like, what's going on here? So it was just, it was painstaking, but eventually, I got the job done, man. So what I ended up doing was, 30 grand. Right. I told my friends, hey, listen, I'm in a mess here. I'm rebuilding a Tesla. And they're just like, you're an idiot. You're not going to figure this out. Like, no one's doing that. Because this was years ago. This is when the cars were still kind of coming onto the scene and they weren't as popular as they are now. And they're like, you can't fix that. Like, you're an idiot. You can't do that. I've seen your work. So after a while, I took all the parts from one to the other, got one running. And then the parts I didn't need anymore, like the old battery pack, and some of so there were some parts of the battery that were still good. So I actually sold those parts like online and on eBay and stuff like that. And then I sold like the motor. He had water in it. Some guy gave me $5,000 for a motor that had water in it. That's how valuable these parts are.
Wow. So what was he planning on doing? The same thing, like cleaning it out?
I have no idea. To this day, I don't know. So I think he was in the same situation. I think he brought it home to his wife. He's like, hey, look what I got. It's probably still at his house. And so after all that, sold all the parts, I ended up getting the car I have now for about $6,000.
So you take the engine and is that one of the four-wheel drive ones, the ones you have?
This was just the rear-wheel drive one.
And so it has just the rear engine?
The single motor, yep.
One engine. Mm-hmm. And so you take those out, you put it all back in, you replace the wires, and then it's good to go? What about the computer? What about
gosh. So pretty much the computer thing was interesting because so I called Tesla again, right? I was like, hey, buddy, like this car is like 99% of the way there.
Do they know who you are?
At this point, they still don't know who I am. Nor do they care. They still probably don't care who I am. But
did you say, hey, man, you remember you hung up on me?
Yeah, hey, you son of a bitch. Yeah, right. The car still doesn't work. Well, the car still didn't work.
Right.
So the tough part was I had to. So remember, I had no key for the car.
Oh.
So I was like, hey, I need a key. You know what I mean? Like, help me out here. I need a key. And they were like, well, are you the same idiot that called? I'm like, yeah, I need the key. They're like, we can't, as I stated before, we can't help you because, this is a salvage car, so you're on your own. So what I did was I actually, in the GPS screen, because the screen turned on, the guy still had the home location. So I pushed home on the GPS screen, found the guy's address, right? Right? This is creepy. It gets creepy, right? Found the guy's address, and I was like, hey, can we, I called him up. I was like, hey, did you own like a white Tesla by chance? And he's like, who is like, yeah, I own one. I was like, yeah. So I bought it, and I need the key. Do you have the key to the car? And he's like, no, I don't have that. Like, what are you calling me for? Like, I don't understand. He's like, well, I'm rebuilding it. I'm putting the electronics from your car into another, and I want to figure it out. And he's like, you know what? I can't help you. I don't have the key. And I was like, damn, that sucks, because I have a family and stuff, and I really kind of gave him the sob story, like, if you could really look for it and help me out, it'd be good. And we started talking about general topics, and he's like, I know you're a car guy. That's awesome. I had a Z06 once, and I was like, hey, I have a Z06 too. And he's like, yeah, it was Le Mans Blue. And I was like, hey, mine's Le Mans Blue. And he's like, what year is it? I was like, it's an 06. He goes, I sold that same car or a car like it like 2 years ago to a guy in Florida. I was like, I bought the car from a guy in Florida. So we started bonding. So it turns out I actually owned his old Z06.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
What are the odds that two human beings on the planet, you own both of this guy's cars?
Both of his guys' cars. It was insane. So he's like, listen, he goes, awesome, I'll see if I could find, the key.
Are you friends with that dude now?
No, we never talked again after that.
Seems like you should be friends.
Well, here's the reason why. So number one, it was super creepy for me to call the guy.
Right.
And number two, when I went kind of silent for a week, he called me back and said, buddy, I found the key.
Oh.
I found the key to the car. I was like, awesome, dude. Like, you're fantastic. I'm going to send you an envelope to your address so you could kind of, give me the key. And he's like, yeah, great. How about like $600? And I was like, Broheim, we just bonded over the fact that I own both of your cars. What are you doing to me here?
600 for
the
key.
And remember, like, to a lot of people, that's nothing. But like to me, like I was trying to be cheap and scrappy.
$600
is a bit much.
Is $600.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
That's a lot of money.
And I was like, hey, the key didn't exist to you as of like a week ago. But now that you can make money from it, like now you want to charge $600, and he's just like, da da da. We started talking again, and he goes, how about $400? And I was like, you know what, guy, I'll just give you the money. Just take the damn money. And
blood money.
Yeah, right, exactly, right. So I sold my soul pretty much.
And, no, he did.
Yeah,
he's got
you know
that
what?
blood money.
No, but I shouldn't have. I feel like I shouldn't have taken it.
I would have rubbed that money on my balls, put it in an envelope, and go, here you go, bro.
Make sure you sniff that $100 bill
you.
first.
I mean, it's like, I get it. He's just being a dirtbag.
Right, but
Slide
no, but
him
after
out
that,
there.
you got the key, and it's that's what it is. And then the car's running and driving today, man.
So as soon as you got the key, you're good. Do you have one key or two?
Just one.
Oh.
If I lose that, I'm screwed.
Can you make it? Does the phone work, like your app? Does it work on the car?
Nope.
Damn.
No.
That's big. The app is big.
It's huge. Yeah.
I like
It's cool.
when you
could-
get the car to come to you.
You could
Come to
summon
me,
it.
Come
Yeah.
to daddy. Come on. You could park like literally with an
Right.
inch on each side.
Right.
And you
That's
go,
the
come
that's
to daddy.
the that's the problem is that I feel like with the Tesla, because I have a Model X now,
Mm-hmm.
so I have the SUV now, and that's the ultimate flex.
Tiffany Haddish had one, and she had it in the parking lot of the
Yeah.
Comedy Store, and she had it dancing.
Really?
And we were
Oh,
filming it.
the doors kinda go up and down and
dude,
stuff?
To the music, and
Yeah.
she's out in front of the car dancing, and her and I
Yeah.
are dancing, and everybody's
Yeah.
dancing, and they're filming it. It was
Yeah.
a hilarious moment.
And it's funny because I found myself, I feel like this car has ruined me as a person, right? Like I'm a typically like pretty humble person, but like having like a Tesla, the fact that you could push a button and the car comes to you is like the biggest, like it's a douchebag move, because honestly, we were like getting into our cars like peasants for years.
Yep.
You know? And one day I was at the gym and I was looking at my car from a distance, and I was like, you know what? I really don't feel like walking all the way to my car today.
How far?
It was probably like the distance from you to me. It wasn't even that far. It was like a glass in between us. And I was like, you know what?
Come to daddy.
Come to daddy. Push the button. The car just backed out. Everyone's like, whoa, that car's driving itself. I was like, yeah, that's me. Pushed the button, opened the door, got in. I just drove off.
Yeah, when I take it and I put it in auto drive, that's when it really freaks me out.
Yeah.
When
Do you use that often? Sometimes it doesn't scare
often.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, it scares me. It scares me, but I keep my hands right there, but it is
Right.
freaky.
Has it tried to kill you yet?
No.
Okay, that's
No,
good.
there's
It's
not-
coming.
Really?
I'm just joking. Just joking. No, it's not.
I always keep my hand there. But I'm always. But the one thing I'm concerned with is that I think I'm lowering my guard.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm letting the car do too much.
Absolutely.
Because when you drive, like one of the reasons for road rage is when we're driving around, we don't know who the fuck's next to us, and we're going very fast, and it requires like the ability to think really quickly. So your brain is in a heightened state of awareness, and then someone does something stupid like this motherfucker,
Right. You
You
get pissed
fucking
off.
asshole.
You get rage, man.
Exactly. That's
Absolutely.
where the rage comes from. But it lightens that almost maybe too much, because I think you do need to be. Well, Jesus, this guy's
Right.
coming into my lane.
Right.
I think you do need to be at least aware that some shit could happen at any moment when cars are flying by you going
Right.
75
So
miles
you
an
don't
hour.
take your hands fully off. You just
No,
let
I
the car
don't.
drive itself. Really?
Yeah, I just put my hand on it. I don't take my hands fully off. But if you do, you can only do it for so long, and it'll start to warn
Start
you.
to complain, like,
Yeah.
hey, what's going on here, buddy?
But apparently some dudes tried. They say that didn't work. I talked to one of those dudes who did that experiment. Apparently that experiment
orange
didn't
or
work.
whatever.
With the orange, yeah.
He said it didn't
I think
work.
the orange, I think that might work, man.
I think what does work better is like they said, like a lightweight. Like if you take like a lightweight and put it on like a rubber band and you hang
Yeah,
it.
there was. You know what's funny? There was a guy that was selling that. You hear about that? No. He was selling like, it looked like a, it was like basically like a weight that went around the steering wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually had the perfect amount of weight balance to make you think that your hand was still on the wheel.
Right.
People were buying it.
There it is.
And-
Tesla Autoplay Buddy
Autoplay
hack
Buddy,
to
yes.
avoid nag. Relaunches as a phone mount.
Yeah. So then,
Oh, it's a phone mount.
so he had that, right? He was selling it, and it was like $300. And then, they were like, that's illegal. You can't do that. You're bypassing like a safety device of the car. So then what he did was he came back again with a vengeance and made it a phone mount.
He's clever.
He's clever, yeah.
That's a smart move.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure I support it.
I
just
don't think I do either. That's a little bit much.
don't think it's ready for that.
Yeah.
It weirds me out. It weirds me out because the other thing is the other people are not going with auto drive. So you're going auto drive, and all these other people are just driving.
Yeah.
And I think when everyone's driving together, you're kind of in tune with each other. Oh, this asshole's trying to go really fast.
Yeah,
Let me
right.
Get the fuck
I'm
away
gonna
from
overtake
him.
this guy, right, yeah.
Let me pass this guy. You're aware. Well, when you're auto driving, it's like you're like a cyst
Right.
in this moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like ecosystem
Yeah.
of thinking.
Right.
Like all these people be calculating each other. But it's probably ultimately, like if you talk to Elon, he says it's way safer and that it's the future.
I 100% agree with him.
But
Absolutely.
he obviously hates fun.
Yeah.
Because why would you do that to the world?
Don't forget, right? Elon could talk all the shit he wants. Remember, he had a McLaren F1.
Yes, he did. And he
Right.
still has a Jaguar E-Type, one of those really old ones, like a 69 with the
Right.
long shark nose.
The long hood, yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's still
so
got that.
he had a McLaren. So he, at heart, he knows the deal. You know what I mean?
But he didn't make that car that fast for practicality.
No, it makes no sense.
The same reason he made a fucking blowtorch. He's crazy.
Right.
He's a silly person.
At least it's not a flamethrower. We know that.
It's not.
Definitely not a flamethrower.
He's a silly super genius is what he is.
What do you think?
In all the best ways.
Yes, right. Only good ways. I never say anything bad about him.
I love the guy. I'm so glad he's alive. I am. I'm glad he's a real thing.
No, honestly, and I 100% agree. I get a lot of crap from people online saying like I'm an Elon Musk hater, I'm a Tesla hater. I could be critical sometimes, you know what I mean? But it's like the guy's a damn genius, man.
He's a damn genius.
He's a damn genius.
And critical is important. Guys like you are important. It's very important to hear what other people think if it's reasoned and intelligent.
Right.
Like it helps you even if you don't like hearing it.
Right. So I got to keep, he's a genius, but sometimes you got to keep the company in check. The cars are phenomenal cars.
They're phenomenal cars. And they weren't always.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. And what they were when they first came out, like, were you aware of the whole thing with Top Gear?
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yeah, they were being shady. Yeah.
They were super shady.
Yeah, they were running the car down.
They pretended the car died.
They wanted to bash the car as much as they could, but like for stuff like that, like I'll stick up and say, "Yo, hey, you can't keep doing that." And he got pissed. He loves it. That's his baby.
Yeah, he sued them. Baby. I think he lost because I think the way their show is structured, it's
entertainment.
Fiction. Yes, it's entertainment and fiction. But it's incredibly damaging to the company because it made it look like, I don't know why they did that. There's a couple things that Top Gear did, but I was like, why would you do that?
Right.
That was
but some people, remember, their focus is on petrol or gas-powered cars. Like when an EV comes along, and it's actually pretty damn good. In a lot of cases, people are just like, shit, you can't let this thing win.
Especially back in the day when that was going on.
Right.
That was a long time ago,
that was in 2012, I think. Yeah, 2013.
Yeah. So you get the key from this guy's car.
Right.
You can't use the app.
Right.
So you have to rely on the software in the state that it's at. There's no software updates?
No. So here's the long story. So get the car going. Everything's great. In order to get masked from the Tesla system, so there's a certain system that the Tesla knows where all their cars are,
right,
and they could disable whatever they want. They could do whatever they want. They
could shut you down?
Exactly. So I had to reach out to like this Tesla black hat hacker pretty much.
Oh, Jesus. You got to go to the dark web?
I had to go to the deep dark web. Damn. And he was able to mask Tesla from seeing the car, which is why I can't have the Tesla app.
Oh.
So he masked that.
So he got into the actual software itself?
Into the actual software itself. Guy's a genius. His name's Phil.
Switched 1 to 0?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Flipped the bit. And then it was able to be, the car could supercharge, the car could do everything that the car could do. And the car gets updates too. It's great.
Oh, it does?
It does get updates, yeah.
And Tesla doesn't know it's getting updates?
No, you know what's funny?
Maybe we shouldn't say this.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. No, they know the deal. And here's the problem with that is that people love these cars a lot, man. They love these cars. You know, hence me, I'm picking the car out of like a dirty lake. You know what I mean? And fixing this thing. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of the times it's in their best interest, I believe, to help people out a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, the things that people go through for these cars is insane, man. People they just love them.
My take on it is that what they have is this ingenious company with this mad genius scientist who's running it, who does a million other things at the same time.
Right.
And they don't have enough people to deal with someone like you. They probably just don't. They don't have like a section of the company to deal with someone like you. You remember when he was working, they were trying to put out the Model 3 and he was working 16 hours a day and sleeping on the floor of the factory?
Yeah, pretty much.
Shit, that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like what?
But people, you know what's funny? People, it doesn't make any sense, but people love the company and they love this guy. So speaking of that, when he was working 16 hours a day, and he was sleeping on the floor in the factory, right? You know, it was a big sob story, a billionaire sleeping on the floor of the factory. A bunch of Tesla owners rallied together and they purchased a couch for him to sleep on. Like tens of thousands of dollars.
What kind of couch is this?
It must have been a nice ass couch.
Crazy couch.
Yeah, but either way, like they rallied and they purchased a couch for him. And like I made a video on it and I said to myself, you know what? This guy's a billionaire.
Yeah.
With a B. But the fact that everyone rallied together to help this guy, to show that their support.
Yeah.
People are hands over fists for this company, man.
They
Head
are.
over heels.
It reminds me of Apple back in the day. How, I remember there was a guy, God bless his heart, who was one of the editors on News Radio, the sitcom that I was on in the 90s, and he was such an Apple head that he was like, he was talking about it like it was a sports team. He was talking about it. Well, I think we're really going to get those PC guys
Go team.
when the new MacBooks come out.
Yeah.
But he really said something to that along those lines. I think we're really going to pull ahead.
Like, who's we?
We
What do
Mac
you mean?
users. We're
What
all
are you doing,
together.
we? Yeah.
They were on this weird little tribe Mac.
And this is the same thing, but you know what? Picture the Apple fanboys, the Tesla fanboys, times 10.
Yeah, they live in it. It's like an Apple you live in.
It's times 10.
You're driving to work in it.
Because Apple has the technology aspect of it. Like, it's great, Android sucks. I have an Apple phone. Okay, perfect. But for Teslas, you're talking about technology. So you have the tech nerds. You're talking about sustainability as well for the green people.
Green.
So you have the tech and the green people.
Green and tech.
And once they join forces, so the scariest force on the earth, right? It isn't like war, like guns and stuff. It's actually Mac owning Tesla vegan owner, pretty much. It's the scariest thing in the world. It really is the scariest thing in the world because they'll tell you all about it at a party.
Oh my God! Yeah, you get cornered.
You get cornered, but like and I've struggled with that in a lot of cases because whenever I say something remotely negative about Tesla, like, hey, I think Tesla could do a better job here, they're just like, you're just a gas head. I know you own a Z06. You work for Big Oil. Someone accused me of working for Big Oil.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What do you do for them?
How do you work for Big Oil,
me, bro?
What does that mean? You work for Big Oil?
Yeah, you're a part of the Illuminati.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it is. You work for Big Oil.
How do I work for Big Oil? What does that mean?
What does that mean? How much could they pay you too? First of all, like before people would realize it, all of a sudden you're walking around with like diamond chains on and shit.
Like a big
you move to a
Rolex,
giant mansion. You're like,
right.
are you still fixing cars?
Yeah, right. Do you work for Big Oil?
I got another thing going on.
Yeah, right.
I'm making billions for Big Oil.
Yeah, buy a gas car. Go to Shell. Shell's great.
I don't understand how people think that whole shill thing works. That you just get like a monthly check.
I don't understand. Like, hey, Rich, say something negative about Tesla every once in a while. We'll give you a check for 20 grand.
You got to get that Big Oil check. I suspect that what it is similar to what my friend who was really addicted to Apple.
Yeah.
I think you just get on your tribe, and that's my thing. I'm all about Apple.
And that's your camp.
Windows are it's bullshit. Windows is bullshit.
Ew, it's disgusting.
Why would you want to play? What are you going to fuck with the config files? Gonna get in there and then use DOS? Get out of here.
Get out, you loser.
You loser.
But it's interesting because people like us are very different because we could appreciate both. Like you have a phenomenal collection of cars.
Thank you.
And then you threw a Tesla in there, but you love both.
Yeah.
Like you love the driving aspect of your Porsche. You love the silence and the 0 to 60 of your Tesla too. It's like we could be part of both camps, but in a lot of cases it's Camp Tesla, and if you're not with us, you're against us.
Silly. Yeah, I have a Windows laptop and I have an Apple laptop.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I have both.
Really?
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because Windows has more options, and when you have more options, you get better configurations. You get better keyboards.
Right.
Like I have a Lenovo ThinkPad.
Oh, look at you.
Dude, they're the shit.
Yeah.
It's way better to write on.
Right.
Like the tactile feedback and the travel distance and the keys is so much longer.
Right.
You just know where you're typing. And for me, as a writer, when I'm writing, like I'm writing stand-up or something like that, it requires less thinking.
Right.
Because my fingers just find the keys easier. I mean, like 10% plus easier. It's a big and I bought an older Apple laptop too.
Yeah.
I bought a 2015, a refurbished one, because their keyboards were superior.
Yes, the new ones are so low profile.
They're
You can
terrible.
barely type anything.
They're
Absolutely.
terrible. It's the shittiest fucking keyboard of any computer that you can buy today is a new MacBook Pro.
And they got busted for that because their keyboards are so shitty. You have to take them back now.
Yeah.
They're doing recalls on the keyboards.
Well, they do have a new patent that they put out for a variable height keyboard where the key travel will vary and the key resistance will vary.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a new patent that they filed for. It doesn't necessarily mean they even have the technology for it.
Right. That sounds expensive. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, if it's something that you could press with a button that just raises the keys up, that would be like a solution. Because if you think about the flatness of the key, the idea is they want to keep a low profile to this laptop, right? Make it thin and sexy, which is like fucking whatever.
Yeah, who gives
because
a shit?
I don't have the ThinkPad with me, but I have the X1 Carbon. It's super
those
thin.
are nice. Those
and
super
it weighs
light too.
nothing.
Right.
And the battery life is excellent.
It lasts like 6 months.
Dude, it's a fucking great laptop.
Right.
So Apple's they're just only Apple. And the problem with that one company only selling laptops is you just don't have enough variety.
No.
There's not enough people that are offering challenges to it. They don't have any challenges.
Right.
In fact, their biggest challenge is the Huawei MateBook. Huawei basically stole their idea. but made it way better.
Right.
They go, I see what you guys are doing. You guys are fucking up.
We're going to do that
doing
too.
It the same way. So we're going to make it with better keys.
Right.
We're going to have no bezels on the side of the screen. And everyone's concerned about security. Well, we're just going to have the webcam pop up as a key. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't. No.
It's dope.
That sounds next level shit. I want to see that.
Huawei. Am I saying that right? That's it. Come on, bro.
Oh, shoot.
That's dope as fuck. Look, no bezels. No room for the webcam.
Yeah.
And it has great keyboard travel, too. I think it's like 1.5 millimeter key travel, which is, if you're a person who writes all the time, I need to get my thoughts out. I'm stupid, man.
Do you write a lot? Do you write a lot?
I write a lot. Stand up.
Yeah.
And I just write things and I extract stand up from them. And but when I write, I don't need to be fucking with the keys, man.
So why do you use your Mac then? You list all these pros about the PC, but why do you?
Because I like to have both. I use that when I travel because I don't write as much when I travel, but I like to watch movies and shit.
Look at that.
Yeah, pops up. How about that?
That's
the F6 key or something.
It looks right up your nose, son.
That's pretty wild.
It's kind of a weird spot.
but that's good because
it's a little weird.
Because
that's your profile.
The biggest thing is like when you probably have like a Skype meetings or whatever or Google Hangouts. The worst thing in the world is like the camera turning on automatically.
That's a lie right there. That image is a lie.
Let me see. Go back.
That is not what it looks like.
Yeah, no, that's impossible.
That's impossible.
That's not even the right viewpoint.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
No one's that good looking either.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it does pop up, man.
That's insane. So that's a thing because it looks just like a Mac.
Yep, it looks just like a Mac, except it has more key travel, more comfortable, and that upper right-hand corner, that power button, is also a fingerprint reader.
Oh.
Fuck it!
I'm going to buy one right now.
They're the shit. I would use one.
But you don't have one?
No.
Why not?
But I have a Lenovo.
Lenovo, yeah.
Which is great, too.
Whatever.
I mean, this is just it's all just better options.
Right.
The only difference is Windows is not as good as Mac OS, but it's not that much worse.
No, it's really not.
It's pretty fucking close. Windows 10 is pretty fucking good.
I didn't see what this runs. What does it run on Windows or some?
It's Windows. Windows 10.
Windows? Yeah, Windows.
Windows 10. Yeah.
Sure, it's not Android?
No, that's Windows 10.
Yeah, you're right.
It would have to be one of those Chromebooks if it was going to run Android, which apparently is very good.
But the
too.
Chromebook designs are really nice too.
Very nice.
They're super nice.
And you can get one super cheap.
Right. And the battery lasts like 3 months.
Yeah.
Lasts forever.
And if you're just putting documents, you put them in your Google Docs in the cloud, you pull it up instantaneously.
Go on Drive? No, it's great.
Yeah.
Man.
But Huawei's a weird company, man. Like, I don't know what I feel about them. I'm buying into all this government propaganda about the Chinese spying on us.
Yeah, it's definitely spying on you for sure.
Well, dude, I've had my credit card stolen, my number stolen 3 times this year.
Why? How?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's never happened to me.
Yeah, well.
I think the more money you have, the more stuff you get stolen.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe people find out. Yeah, it's annoying, though. Like, I got a charge, but I have an app on my phone that shows me the charge, and it was during a podcast. Well, I'm like, well, that definitely wasn't me.
Yeah, no, definitely
But it was, they get you with like $10 ones, like little $3, $10.
To test the waters.
Look
then
at
they
this.
just start.
Quad microphones accurately pick up sound from 4 meters away with a Huawei. What? Is that real?
They're spying on you, bro.
Yeah.
What
What they're not telling you is the microphones are always active.
Always
listening.
on.
Yeah.
Just like your phone.
They're always listening to you.
The government, bro.
It
Translates.
multiple people.
Oh, great.
Jesus.
Microsoft Translator.
You heard about the new TVs. You heard about the LG TVs that
was
were
spying on people?
constantly listening
Yeah.
to conversations.
Wonderful.
And they told you, if you want to have a private, confidential conversation, don't have it in front of the TV. Is what they were basically saying.
What if you bang your wife in front of the TV?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Do they have cameras on them?
They have cameras too. Yeah, they have cameras. Yeah, I think it live streams that. I think it's like a sex mode.
After a while, everyone's just going to watch everybody do everything. I really think within 100 years that's going to be the case.
That's the case now, man.
But I think it's
like vloggers and like I'm on YouTube. You know how that goes. Like everyone wants to see. What are you doing now? What are you doing now?
Right.
I didn't get a video last week. What's going on? What are you doing now?
Yeah.
You know.
But what we accept is way different than what our parents accepted or what their parents accepted. And I think what our children accept is going to be way different. And then what their children accept is going to be, we're like 2-3 generations from it just being ridiculous, where there's no privacy.
How do you distance yourself? Because you're a public figure, right? How do you distance yourself? Like, where do you draw the line for privacy? I guess you could say.
The real problem is when you're eating, man. When people like come up to you while you have, like, I'll have a kid in my lap and I'll be eating food and talking to the kid, and someone will literally come up to me and try to take a picture, like with me, ask me to take a picture with me. I'm like, come on, man. We're all out eating at a restaurant. Like this is like, just say hi.
Yeah.
Just say hi, man. And I always tell people when I'm done and I'm leaving, I'll take a picture with you. But you can't You can't just interrupt dinner.
That's insane, man.
But it's just people think like if they don't get a picture with you right now, I gotta get it right now. Now. Fuck it, I don't care. I'm going in. I'm gonna ask them.
Right.
And they don't care. I mean, and then they'll say, "Hey, that's the price you pay for being famous." Well,
it's like no,
that's
come on,
not
guys.
true. That's crazy. Look, this is the deal. The deal is someone provides something that you enjoy, whether it's stand up or a thing, and I appreciate that you enjoy it.
Right.
But that's our exchange. All the other stuff.
I don't owe you anything else.
It's like meeting me at a restaurant and shit when I'm eating with my kid.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You're asking for too much. This is ridiculous.
Well, here's another question for you. What kind of restaurants do you eat at where people feel the need to come up to you? Do you eat like
Those are regular restaurants.
Either high end or like Applebee's and stuff, or like low end stuff?
High-end Applebee's.
Yeah, that's right.
I eat regular places, normal spots.
Really?
It's not normal that someone does that. Most people are super respectful.
Right.
But all it takes is 1 out of 100.
True.
And the night
off.
just gets weird.
Right.
You know? And most people don't. Most people are cool, but it's every now and then people just have this idea that somehow or another you have to, if you are a famous person, you have to abandon everything.
Right.
And that you're not that's the other thing, that you're not a person anymore.
Right.
You're like a famous person. Like it's like the regular rules
Don't
of
apply
meeting
anymore.
someone don't apply.
Right.
Like you would never just barge in on a regular person that you didn't know.
No.
But if it's a regular famous person, people they don't give a fuck.
Like, oh, this is fine.
You
Whatever.
could be having
This
a
is his life.
conversation
Right.
where you and your friend are both crying and talk about someone that died. People don't give a fuck. Hey man, I'm sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt, bro, but I get that picture.
Hey, yeah,
I get
right
that
now?
picture, bro.
Damn.
Can I get that picture, bro?
So what's the weirdest interaction you've had with someone?
It's
Like,
mostly
walking
just
up to you?
that kind of stuff.
Really?
Oh,
Just like
no.
restaurants
The
and stuff?
weirdest shit is like people that tell me that they're going to give me secrets, like UFO type stuff, or
Yeah.
Bigfoot, and I know where the bases are. Like
Really?
those motherfuckers. Yeah,
Yeah.
schizos. I've had a few of those.
At restaurants? Or just walking down the
no,
street?
just usually at comedy shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually at comedy shows.
Do you ever walk down the street? That's a weird thing I just
Yeah.
asked you. I mean, because like when you're always either driving, you're going somewhere. You ever go for a casual walk? Like how does
Not
that work?
around. Well, I do. I walk my dog,
Right.
but
Yeah.
no, I don't walk around L.A. Nobody does. Nobody walks in
Okay,
L.A. There's
okay.
like pockets of walking in L.A.
Okay, so time out real quick. So
Okay.
a real quick story. Time with Rich. So I landed, right? And I'm from, Boston. You know the deal in Boston.
Yeah.
So I landed, and a buddy of mine picked me up from the airport, and I got to where I was staying. I was staying in the Mission District.
And you're like, look at all the sun. First of all,
It was freaking great.
Sun.
The sun was awesome, right? I was like, oh my gosh, sun.
No gray skies.
And then I looked down, literally homeless people everywhere.
Everywhere.
What is going on with that? Like it blew my mind because it literally like this. So I went to the gym in the morning, and it was like at 7 a.m. and I saw probably just as many homeless people living in tents next to buildings as there were people commuting to work.
Yeah.
Like thousands. It's just amazing.
Have you been to Skid Row yet?
No, God, I'm
Dude,
scared.
You got to go. You should go while you're here because it's like the Grand Canyon. It's like the Grand Canyon of homeless people.
Why would I want to go there?
Because just you can't believe it's like, did you watch the Battle of Winterfell, Game of Thrones?
No, don't tell.
Okay,
No.
no spoiler alerts.
No.
I won't give any spoiler alerts. I'll have it come with a better. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a better analogy. Did you ever see I Am Legend?
Yes.
Okay. Remember when all the fucking crazy zombie
Yeah.
people are running at once?
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, you can't believe the volume.
Doesn't someone even because in Boston, listen.
They freeze to death and die,
Yes,
right?
exactly. So no, in Boston, we hide our homeless people. We have like shelters and stuff. We hide them.
Yeah.
For the most part, Downtown Crossing area, Park Street, whatever. They're like the junkies that like have the whole gangster lean. They just lean and close their eyes and stuff.
Right.
For the most part, right? And then it gets cold. They scatter. I don't know where they go, but you don't really see them that much. I'm not being rude. Like I don't mind
understand
seeing
what
them.
you're
It's
saying.
great. But like in Sanford, they're in your face, man.
Yeah.
Like if
San Francisco's the craziest.
it was insane. So like honestly, and then another one of my friends, he said, "Listen, come to my house. Whatever. We're gonna hang out for a bit. It's cool, no problem." Went to his house, like small place, not bad, like 1,000 square feet. Like pretty nice. He goes, "Yeah, I'm kind of things are a little tough. Can I borrow some money?" I was like, "Borrow money from me? What are you talking about, dude? You live in, you're doing okay." He's like, "Yeah, we live in paycheck to paycheck." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I'm like, this is like you got a decent place. The house that we were in was a $1.6 million house, and it was this big. And I'm like,
San Francisco's so stupid.
everything's expensive, man.
It's so stupid.
And then another friend of mine said, "Listen, hey, come to my house," and I pull up to the house. It's a warehouse. Like they live in a warehouse.
That's actually cool. You could live like Blade.
It's
remember
it's
Wesley
cool.
Snipes lives with Chris Christopherson.
It's yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He had the motorcycle. He had the fucking Charger, the Dodge Charger.
But it sounds cool when you have kids living in a warehouse. Isn't that
no
great?
Bueno.
So that's the thing is that like it's a common thing I've noticed for people to live in either abandoned buildings, warehouses, and cars.
Yeah.
The amount of people that live in cars and the amount of smashed windows that I've seen here, I couldn't believe it.
Well, most of those people living in cars are actually stand-up comedians. Like, in LA, everybody has a fucking story. Like so many comics come here, and when they first settle in, they live in their car. That's super normal. Yeah,
that's it's just crazy. Like
maybe like 10 of my friends
really
lived in their car. Yeah.
Literally live in cars.
Or used to at least, and then got an apartment.
Got a bigger
eventually.
car.
Well, that's an issue we're having around here. We're having around here with these people that live in caravans. They live in these mobile home things.
I've seen them, yeah.
Yes. There's like, if you drive around this community, you'll go down certain streets and you just see these mobile
massive
homes.
caravans, yeah.
Yeah, and they have like towels over the windows. And they're cooking meth inside of there.
Yeah.
These are dirty people, some of these fuckers.
So how come, again, in Boston, we just kind of say, hey, there's no likely loitering.
Well, they're kicking people out now because businesses are complaining because there was one business where this guy had parked his caravan right in front of it. Right. This is where a buddy of mine works. And this dude had laid out his like a blanket on their front lawn and was sunning himself in front of his caravan. So the front of his building became this guy's lawn. So this guy in this caravan was literally using, they were sharing grass.
Right.
So he's got this multi-million-dollar building, and he's sharing it with a homeless guy who's cooking meth. Or I don't know if it's meth, but it's some white noxious smoke that comes out of back in the fucking place. Yeah.
It was different for me. The weather's awesome, but like that was a big thing. And I feel like as I'm walking around more, if I see a large standing body of water, I'm like, there's a homeless guy living there too. There are people just everywhere.
They're everywhere. I'm telling you, what you saw is nothing. Well, you got to go to Skid Row. What is this?
Is that Skid Row?
Skid Row. This is Google Maps. Skid Row. I just started snooping around.
They must have cleaned it up right before the camera drove through.
Clean?
Because usually, that ain't shit. That ain't
here.
shit. Let me tell you something, man. Look at that. Look at all that to the right and to the left. It's fucking crazy.
Whoa. So how do people have businesses there?
They don't, or they just deal with it. They just deal with it. Most of them. Most of those people, they just put all like gates and locks and shit. And deal with it.
What's on Skid Row business-wise?
Back up where you just were, Jamie. Yeah. Where you just were. Well, it's a lot of warehouses and shit. But the interesting thing is this area is getting, air quotes, gentrified. So this is where a lot of businesses are going now. They're opening up apartment buildings.
Right.
And a buddy of mine has lived there. My friend Magnus Walker, he's a famous car guy too. I don't know if you know who he is. He's got all these videos of Porsches. He rebuilds old Porsches. He's got this crazy dreadlocks and beard and crazy Englishman. But he's been living down there forever. He has this warehouse where he has it set up where his living space is one part of the warehouse, and then down below he has these cars.
Right.
And he has it all set up. But if you drive down some of these roads, you'll see like these super expensive apartment buildings that are going up now. And then a block over, you see these homeless encampments.
Right.
And people think it's like cute to be around like all this dirt. What is this? There we go. Nice.
Look at that.
So that's someone's apartment.
What's going on here?
Yeah. They just set up tents, and then the cops kick them out, and they just come back and they move, and then they come back. But they make these encampments, and you just have to deal with it. So it's like if you live in that area, you just have to jump over needles and try to figure your way through it. I feel terrible because
it's
most
sad.
Most of this is either drug addiction or mental illness. Those are the real problems.
Yeah. Do you guys have no drug addiction or mental illness like places that you could go to for help here?
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know enough about it. I'm entirely ignorant about what's going on. I know that if you talk to people that work in the field, that work with these folks,
right,
they say that it all really started to happen. Look at this guy. He's like, run over my legs.
Oh, my gosh.
Fuck, I need disability.
Oh, my goodness, man. That's crazy.
Crazy. They're
people
everywhere.
laying on the street. This
everywhere.
is like
everywhere.
Honestly, if you were to take a screenshot of what you just showed me, I'd be like, okay, that's some third world country.
Right.
This is L.A. People can't even afford to live in L.A.
I know. It might as well be a third world country, though. I mean, it might as well be the apocalypse. It's the apocalypse for those folks. I mean, at least they're around all these cars and shit. But I mean, there are thousands of homeless people in that whole Skid Row area.
Right next to the Mission there.
Yes, that's one of the things that keeps them there, I guess.
Will they have like
The
4
Mission
beds? Or like
helps
3
people
beds
out.
in the whole thing?
I don't know, man.
That's wild, man.
But they allow most of this to go on. I don't know like how often they break it up and make people move, but the numbers are so high. There's not much they can do.
Man, that's crazy. That's sad.
It's
man.
sad.
That's super sad.
Like, but what do you do? How do you fix that? Like, I don't have any solution. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't tell people this shit. What do you do? What is that?
That's a
Dave?
documentary. Remember Praz from the
documentary?
Fugees?
Yeah, Praz.
He went and spent 3 days down there, like undercover
Oh,
in quotes, where he
Jesus
had people
Christ.
filming him experiencing it. And then he'd come back and do like an interview, like what he just went through. And it came out 10 years ago, so it's different. I don't know if I'm assuming it's worse now, but it's definitely not good in this documentary. It's crazy.
So I
Fuck.
was on my one wheel, right? Just like riding by. I was commuting back and forth.
By the way, that thing is badass.
it's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, I rode it. I rode yours
You
today.
did. You did ride mine. It was good.
And after watching you scoot around effortlessly, I was like, how hard could it be?
You need one. You should get one.
I also don't need broken elbows.
Like honestly, it's
Yeah.
good for it's good. It's good. It's a good core workout.
I'm
it
sure.
really is. It's a great
Do
workout.
sit-ups. I think it's a better core workout.
Yeah,
I have a
That's
sit-up
right.
machine. I'll
That's
show
right.
you this
Yeah.
hip and glute machine from Rogue where you put your ankles in this thing and you lean all the way back and go all the way up.
Yeah,
Telling
you have some next level shit here, by the way.
Thank
you. Got some cool stuff, man. That's awesome.
It's a man warehouse.
This place is fun. Can I live here?
Sure.
Oh, all right, cool.
There's plenty of room.
Good. Yeah, there's tons of room.
Bring a tent. You camp out on the jiu-jitsu mats.
But yeah, so I was riding my one wheel past like this kind of overpass, and there was a tent there, and like a lady sticks her hand out, and she offers me a chocolate. What was it? I think it was a chocolate ladybug. Right, it was a ladybug wrapped in like that tin mixed with like chocolate, whatever. I'm like, oh, no, thank you, no, thank you. Ride by again the next day, offers it to me again. I was like, no, thank you, no, thank you. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like do something nice, right? So I get $5, and I was like, I'll give it to her. It's a nice gesture. I ride up, I give her, hand her the $5. As I start slowing down on the one wheel, other people started popping their heads out of the tents, and they actually saw me give her the money, and immediately a guy runs out and like snatches it directly out of her hand. Snatches it right out of her hand. Someone else comes around the corner, takes it from him, and they start getting into this scuffle.
Oh,
and I'm just like, I've never seen anything like that before. I know I'm really passionate about that, but I just can't stop thinking about it. It's crazy. It's really crazy out here, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's
and everyone
awful.
comes to LA, California to get their big break. Like, oh, I'm gonna be like a famous actor, singer, exotic dancer, porn star, whatever. And the struggle's real out here. It's real.
It's real everywhere, but whenever you get giant groups of people, you're gonna get a higher percentage of people that are out here that are homeless or struggling.
Right.
Again, I don't know what's the solution.
Yeah,
No idea.
I don't know.
But I know they don't put enough effort into it. I mean, just whatever the solution is. That's one of the arguments that who was it? Someone made. Was it Cher? Someone unlikely had a really good argument like that. Everybody is so concerned about illegal aliens getting into this country and so not concerned about our homeless problem.
Right.
And what the fuck is that about? Like, there's people right here, right now
that need
that
help.
we're not taking care of.
Right.
And you're like, but these people from other countries, they're trying to.
Oh, but we're trying to do
But-
this.
My take on that, though, is but those people are trying to do better. They just got fucked.
Right.
Whereas the other people live in America. Okay,
you
vets, too. Many are vets. It's Cher. Look at her.
Yeah.
That's what happens when old
Does she
ladies.
still look that good? Like, what does she
She's
look
going
like
back
now?
in time, bro.
How old is Cher?
She's 12. She went back in time. If my state can't. First of all, this is my problem.
Right.
Why is this bitch capitalizing every word?
Oh, that's frustrating. Oh my God,
She's
just noticed
capitalizing all of them, and then afterwards, she's capitalizing
that.
the
A whole
first letter.
sentence. Yeah.
If capital MY capital STAT.
Does she have like someone to write this for her? I don't understand.
Must be. She's got an
Proofread this.
assistant. She's got an assistant who hates her.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm subtly gonna make this bitch look stupid. I'm tired of her and her fake pictures and her Photoshop filters. Fuck you, Cher.
Can we just for the hell of it, can we find like a recent photo of Cher? Like, how old is Cher actually? I'm
She's
curious.
150. I would say she's 65. How old do you think she is? Let's take a guess.
Cher Home Street.
How old do you think she is?
60, maybe 70.
72.
72.
72.
Jeez.
Damn.
She's actually about to turn 73 in a
Are
couple
you
weeks.
serious?
When I was a kid, well, it makes sense, man. I'm 51.
She doesn't look. That's her like 20 years ago. No way.
That's her yesterday, you asshole.
No way.
You're misogyny or something.
Is that what money does?
That's some vampire facial.
Is that what money does? I gotta get some money.
Yeah, you gotta get that money. But money gets you good Google search pictures. That's all it gets.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Okay,
that's just a little
that's
dated.
legit.
Yeah,
that's
no,
legit.
she's getting there.
But that's what they sound like when they get to that age. They start talking crazy.
Is that her real hair?
100%. She bought it.
She owns it. She does own that hair.
She looks pretty good, man. She looks good.
Man.
She looks good.
She married?
You want that?
No, I do not. I don't know why I asked that. That was a weird.
Never know.
That was a
well,
weird
the move
segue.
is like really get her to sign no prenup, you know, and how much time she got left.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I mean, if you could hang in there for 20 years, what are the odds?
Yeah.
That she can too.
Gosh. You gotta wait it out. You gotta wait it out, man.
That's awful.
Oh, good for her.
This is announcing her tour this year. This picture. So that is a recent
shit.
photo.
Yeah,
Fuck it is,
that's
bro.
not a
Well,
recent
whatever.
Let me
photo.
tell you something. People use my old pictures from my
just
tour.
saying,
I don't even ask them to. They just like, if you find that picture of me against a brick wall, we took that shit back at the old studio. That picture's like 4 years old. Yeah, she's on tour. Congratulations.
Yeah, good for her.
We were talking about vampire facials that some ladies, Jeff told us, that this lady, 2 people got HIV.
To get AIDS, right? Yeah.
Yes, not necessarily
Yeah,
AIDS.
sorry, I jumped the gun.
I know
I jumped the gun.
But
I
it's
apologize.
more fun to
I'm
say
sorry.
AIDS
I'm
than
sorry.
HIV.
I apologize for anyone with HIV. Listening to this
AIDS
right now.
is like, it feels like you're not even supposed to say AIDS.
Yeah, like
It's
you
like
can't
when you say
it.
AIDS, you're like, whoa, you
slow down,
insensitive
slow down,
asshole.
brother.
2 test positive for
Whoa.
HIV after vampire facial. So this vampire facial is girls get jabbed in the face with
Needle.
is it plasma? Is it what is it, PRP? What are they doing?
Didn't
How's that shit?
Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
get that? Something like that?
Yeah, she took pictures of it on the Insta.
I don't understand. So, wait a minute. Don't they get a new needle every time? Use the same needle? What's going on here?
No, if they're you, there's Kim. Beautiful. Oh my god.
Hashtag awesome.
I don't know if they use other people's blood for the facial.
What?
He pops up. So.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going on. I don't think it's that it's a used needle. I think it's that they're using someone else's blood.
Why would you? This doesn't make any sense. Like, does this make sense to anyone?
No, because I would think that if you drew blood, you would draw it from yourself.
See,
so
that is
saying,
it. So it takes it from your body, puts it in a centrifuge, and then
right.
But
so that is basically platelet-rich plasma. So, but why would anybody get HIV unless you're giving it to yourself?
maybe they already had HIV. Bam.
They're lying.
Myth busted.
They're blaming it on Mexico.
Wow.
As per usual. Why did she do it on her nose? She did it on every part of her body but her nose.
Yeah.
She's scared of her nose. She wants her nose to look old.
It's plastic.
Ah.
Just kidding. Just kidding, Kim, if you watch this. I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. LOL. Yeah. So what happened to these fucking people? Did they really use an old needle?
It doesn't. They probably already had AIDS. That's what it is.
People are goddamn liars.
Because think about it for a second. Why would you take an AIDS test before?
Right.
You know? Ooh, we're getting deep.
I took an AIDS test before and after my facial, and then I didn't even have AIDS until after my facial.
Congratulations.
Right. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. That's like the Indian footage. They found footprints of what they think is Bigfoot in India, and people saying, "Hey, asshole, this is an animal hopping.
Yeah.
Like this thing's only got one leg. If there's a Bigfoot, it's a one-legged Bigfoot, like some Dr. Seuss creature." Like they're like, look, stupid. That's not 2 feet. That's not bipedal.
What do you guys do?
Look at that. That's one leg. Look at that.
Yeah.
Boing, boing, boing. That's an animal jumping, you assholes.
Jesus Christ.
The thick part is where their butt lands. The front part is their paws, and they just keep going. See? You see one of them, it's even broken up. Like, look at that one picture where, like, one of those footprints is actually 2 separate marks in the snow.
Yeah.
I'm not even a wildlife
Yeah, I don't
biologist.
even-
The one
yeah.
right there. I'm not even a wildlife biologist.
You're not.
That's
What,
a rabbit, bro. That's a rabbit.
Those look kind of big to be a rabbit,
Yeah, it's
though.
pretty big for like a whole body rabbit. You mean like the butt?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a fucking
Footprint.
big ass rabbit. There's some big ass rabbits.
How
In
big
the-
do rabbits
in the
get?
Himalayas?
Dude, have you ever seen? I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering.
a good
This was in
question.
the Himalayas. Like, what would it be? What is your animal? It could be.
Well, one of the things, this is very interesting about animals, is that when they go further north, contrary to logic, like what you would think, they actually get larger. You would think, well, it's colder up there.
Yeah, they probably get a little
smaller,
thicker,
But
they
no,
eat more.
they preserve their body temperature by being larger. That's why moose are so big. They're the furthest north of all the cow species.
That makes sense to me.
Totally makes sense. If you get a deer from Mexico, they're tiny. They're like 100 pounds.
Right.
There's a deer called a coos deer, and a really big one is 100. Cows are coos, depending on who you ask, Cous, but it's a variation of the white-tailed deer that's really small. Mm-hmm. It only weighs like 100 pounds, and it's in Mexico. A full-grown one is like a dog size.
Right.
And then there's other ones that are in like Saskatchewan, the same species, that are 300 pounds.
How do you know so much about deers?
Because I killed them and I eat them.
Oh, I forgot you're a. That explains the giant bow outside.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. That's how I get my meat.
No, please. You don't go to the supermarket like everyone else?
I do go to supermarkets.
Occasionally.
But most of the meat that I eat, I try to eat from animals that I kill.
Where do you hunt? In L.A.?
No. L.A. is tricky. The tents get in the way of your line of sight. It's hard to line up.
Yeah, right.
But you can get a lot of coyote hunting in L.A. if you want. There's fucking coyotes everywhere out here, man.
Would you eat a coyote from L.A.?
I don't think I'd eat a coyote, period.
Right, yeah.
Unless it was a goof or I was really hungry. You can eat them, though. I mean, you can. It's just meat. I mean, you'd have to cook it really, really well, but when you cut away all the fur and mange and all the shit on the outside,
not really much left,
you just get into tissue.
Where do you hunt typically?
The mountains. Usually, every year I go to Utah. Mm-hmm. In the mountains of Utah, I go elk hunt. What do you got, Jamie?
Further explanation on this.
Oh, it's a bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
They call a Yeti something different.
A Himalayan brown bear or a Tibetan blue bear. Oh, what they call, with all due respect, what we call Yeti is with all probability no. Okay, it's not like they call the Himalayan bear a Yeti.
Right.
It's like they're saying that it was probably a bear that was making those marks. That makes sense. If those are big marks that the bear is hopping through the snow. If it's thick snow, that makes sense.
That guy Kunals, he's a nice guy with all due respect to everyone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very nice guy.
The single footprints are when the bear walks on 4 feet. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah.
So you go to Utah, and you just wait.
Well, there's a lot of hiking. You go and you go where you know that the elk are going to be in the area, and when they're in the rut, which is when you hunt, that's when it's legal, which means they're mating and breeding and smashing heads together and shit. Then you hear them scream at each other,
and you're ready to be killed.
Well, they are definitely ready to be killed then. Right. Little do they know. Then you got to figure out how to sneak in on them. Right. But they can't help themselves. They're competing with all these other males, so they're always like screaming at each other and smashing heads. And occasionally you find one that's dead that was killed by another bull.
But you don't eat that.
No. You could. I mean, you certainly could if it was like a recent kill.
Right.
If you knew, if you got to it like right when it was dying, and it was
temperature.
The blood was still coming out of its body. But you will find them. They get stabbed and they kill each other. Yeah, that's the whole reason why those antlers exist. Oh, it's for war.
Yeah, for stabbing.
They just fuck each other up. They don't even use it to defend against other animals like wolves and shit.
Right.
They kick the wolves most of the time.
So how do you get the thing back? Those things aren't light.
Yeah, you have to do what's called quartering it, which is you take the legs off and you take the front legs off and then you take the meat off the carcass and then you take the heart and the liver and the edible organs and you have to pack it out.
So you have you have a crew that goes with you, or is it just you with a big ass knife?
Look, I'm not very good at hunting. I'm like, if hunting was a martial art, I'd be a blue belt. Okay. A blue belt is like your white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt.
Right.
I'm not a black belt.
Okay.
I'm like a blue belt. Maybe I could get my purple belt if I work real hard this year.
Right.
But I go with a guide who's going to take me to the places that I need to go and show me, and a guy who's an experienced outdoorsman who basically teaches you. Just like having a trainer in martial arts.
Exactly.
They show like you. Sensei. He knows the landscape. He's a hardened outdoorsman. These guys never get fucking tired, and they'll go and take you and show you but then it's your job to execute the shot, your job to get close, your job to stalk in, your job to make sure that you don't get what's called winded. It means the animal smells you, the wind's at your back, and the wind carries your scent towards the animal. So you have to move around.
There's a lot of thought that goes into this.
There's a lot of thought that
I thought you just go to the gun and go, pew, pew. Okay,
well, I don't use a gun. I use a bow.
Which is even crazier.
Yeah, but I have used a gun. I have.
Really?
Yeah.
I shot a bow once and it didn't go so well. It just kind of...
It's fun. Just shooting targets is really fun. Right. It's very cathartic. There's like something, there's a release when that arrow finds its target. It just feels really good.
Yeah.
it's probably some primitive shit from back when we used to rely on killing things with bows and arrows, that like accuracy. But there's something about hitting something with like when you're shooting something at a target and it hits it, it's very, very satisfying.
It's very rewarding, yeah, of course.
And when you do that with a bow and arrow, it's very difficult.
It's more challenging. It's more rewarding.
Yeah.
Right.
I've never used a traditional bow. I mean, I have like a couple of times, but I've never really tried to shoot with like a traditional bow or a recurve bow.
You have the kind of gun, but also like that.
No, I have you draw it. I mean, you have to pull it back, but it's a compound bow. It relies on these mechanical, these gears that these, what are they called? Cams.
Is it like the bow in Walking Dead? Have you watched The Walking Dead?
No, that's a crossbow.
It's a crossbow? Okay.
Yeah, that's a bullshit bow. What that is a shitty gun.
Okay.
So this guy's got a trigger.
He did pretty well with it, though. I mean, he killed a lot of zombies.
It would make me very angry.
Okay.
I was very frustrated.
Okay.
First of all, he doesn't even have a broadhead on that stupid thing.
Right.
He's shooting them with little pencil holes, and he's killing them instantly.
Well, that's all he had access to.
Bitch, make a broadhead. Make a broadhead, bro. Break into a Bass Pro Shop. Get yourself some broadheads. Come on, man.
I actually did see a few Bass Pro Shops in Walking Dead. They just walk right past them. I was like, what are you guys doing?
Get in there, bro. There's guns and nets and
Yeah.
camping gear.
Kayaks.
So that's a crossbow, and that's a very controversial weapon amongst outdoorsmen.
Why is that?
Because they use those during bow season.
Okay.
And there's a reason why bow season is like if you looked at like statistics across the board, if you have what's called a tag, like say if you wanted to go deer hunting, you'd have to get a license and then you'd get a tag, and if the tag was available for the area you wanted, you'd pay a certain amount for that tag. Now, if you get a bow tag, they make the bow season earlier. You have a much higher likelihood of failure with a bow than you do with a gun. So, like if say like 50% of the people that got a tag, it's usually not that high, but if 50% of the people that got a tag for a rifle were successful, it might be 10% with a bow. It might be even less. It might be even less in some places, depending on how rugged the landscape is, how hard it is to get to where the animals are, and you have to be able to shoot far accurately.
Right. So do you do most of the shooting when you go up there, or do you have
I do all the shooting.
Do it?
I shoot them myself. Yeah.
That's impressive, man. That's a manly ass thing to do.
It's you
do a lot of manly shit. I noticed.
I know. I'm probably compensating for something.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, it's funny because
it's inevitable.
Like you do a lot of. I know it's like the whole MMA stand up, making everyone laugh, and then I didn't know you hunted as well.
Well, you know what it is, man. I don't have anybody telling me what to do. So because I don't have anybody telling me what to do, I gravitate towards things that I'm really interested. Which is why you're here,
right?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I found out about your story. I was like, that guy seems cool, and then I saw your YouTube videos. I go, oh, he's cool. All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like to have that kind of freedom in your life is a beautiful thing, and I feel incredibly fortunate that I have that kind of freedom.
Yeah, which is badass,
so I
man.
indulge it. I indulge it like a little baby,
right?
Like a child. Like I just gravitate towards things that I like to do. And people could say it's stereotypically toxic masculinity or whatever. Well, okay, whatever. I like it.
You just like
I'm nice. I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
But I gravitate towards manly shit. I like watching fights. I like doing martial arts.
Right. You like fighting, watching fights, like badass
I like hunting.
cars.
Right. I like cars. I like these things.
Yeah.
I mean, what am I gonna pretend that I don't like them to make other people feel happy?
Yeah. Some people feel intimidated by that. Like, oh, it's too manly. Oh, what a jerk.
That's the problem. Is you don't want to look like an asshole, which I've experienced. I look like an asshole.
People
I look
tell
like
you
an asshole just
really?
looking
Why?
at me. I look like an asshole to me. I'm sure I look like an asshole to other people.
That's not true.
Thank you.
I don't think so.
I appreciate that.
Like if I saw you, like, wow, this guy looks like a decent guy coming out of that fancy Tesla. of his.
Yeah.
Actually, I would think you're an environmentalist. Probably a douchebag.
Yeah, probably like super vegan-y.
Yeah, like, ugh, look at him.
Really annoying.
Right.
Yeah, doesn't want your kids to get vaccinated.
Doing the shit you want to do, that's definitely a big deal, man. So I definitely respect that about you.
I think more people should do that. And I think one of the things that we have a problem with people doing what they want to do is because we don't get to do what we want to do.
Right.
So when we see other people, they're like, yeah, that's bullshit. We get mad, or we're like, he doesn't even really like that stuff, or he's, oh yeah, you're just falling into the stereotypical masculine behavior.
Yeah.
Maybe explore your sensitivity, man.
Why do people say that?
Because
people love telling you how to do shit. I hate that.
It's usually men that are bitches.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those out there.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Do you have any names for me? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'll write them down. I'll write them down.
So speaking of that, interesting story for you. So I was kind of talking back to your guy back and forth about being on the show, and the craziest thing happened where I was out here to actually work on a Tesla related project.
Oh.
And the top secret. It's going to come out in a couple months, but basically, I was at my job, right? And then I was like, hey, listen, I got to take a week off to go out to California, work on this project. And then I was talking to your guy, and they're like, hey, listen, if you're going to be out here, come back the next week as well. You know, you could say, hey, listen, you have 2 weeks out here. So I told my boss, and he's like, listen, man, like 2 weeks is kind of a long time. We don't have any coverage. Like, you know, I know you're going to be on Joe Rogan. That's really cool, but I'm not sure if I can let you do that or not. So made a decision. Following in your light, I said, you know what? Then I'll leave my job then.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I left my job, man.
Damn.
I left my job, which is why I'm here. I need a job, Joe. Oh. No, I'm just fucking with you. Just fucking with you.
Did you really leave your job?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
It was a big thing because I had this whole meme thing going on my YouTube channel. And I used to say, oh, I have a full-time job. I can't work on these builds. I can't do this. I can't do that. I was getting in the way. And you have no idea. I finally left. And this is kind of, I was reading your story a while back about how you got started in the whole comedy thing, how you went out, you started in Boston, went to LA. And it just felt so liberating because literally, you know, when you're doing something that you're not passionate about, that's literally 8 to 10 hours of your day doing something that you just don't really want to do.
It's most of your day.
It's most of your day. So it's insane. So I thought to myself, you know what? Everyone's in the rat race. Everyone's rushing to get somewhere. You're in you know about Boston. Like you're rushing to get on the train. You're rushing to get somewhere that you don't really want to be. You're rushing there to work for 8 hours for someone else, doing something that you don't want to do, and it just gets taxing, man.
Yeah.
It was just taxing. So
and you're not going to do your best with the things you do afterwards. If you've been doing this thing for 8 hours, the 4 hours that you have before you really have to go to bed when you get home at night, you're not going to have the same kind of energy that you had at noon or at 10 a.m. or whatever it was when you woke up or when you got to work. What you're dealing with is this crossroads, right? You've hit this path where you can decide to either not take a chance and just slowly take like little incremental steps towards what you really want to do, or take a risk.
Right.
And when you take a risk, you don't have health insurance. You don't have dental. You don't have that's what the risk is all about. But that's the only way. And people are like, yeah, but what if I fail? Well, you can't think like that, because if you think like that, you're going to fail. And second of all, you might. But then you got to do it again.
Right.
And if you continue to just fail and do it again, one day you'll figure out why you were failing, if you're paying attention, and if you're doing your work, and then you'll find something that you can do that you're successful at. If somebody wants to hire you, if you're good at your job, if you go to a place and you're valuable to that employer, you could be valuable to yourself. You just got to figure out how to do it, or what it is that you want to do that you could do without having a boss, and something that feels natural, something that you gravitate towards. Where you get up in the morning and go, I'm fucking pumped. I'm going to work for myself. Yeah. And I'm going to do my thing.
Right.
There's not a time where I ever come here to do a podcast where I go, fuck, I can't believe I have to do this.
Right.
Not a time.
That makes me feel good. Thank you.
Yeah. Not today. Not ever. Never. I mean, there's times when I leave and I was like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's a couple. But in 1,000 whatever podcasts I've done, there's only been like a small handful of those that have been like, what the fuck was that?
On? Right.
If you can do that, man, if you can find that thing that you love to do, whether it's making furniture or fucking painting or whatever it is.
Weaving baskets.
If you can make a living doing that, god damn. That's everything. It changes the world.
Yeah.
The world becomes a better place.
Yeah, that's the goal, man. So we'll see. So again, I took some cues from some inspiration from you when you left Boston. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna do this comedy thing. I want to figure it out. So what was that like for you? So when did you make the determination to say, hey, you know what? I work at this gig. This isn't the thing what I want to do, and you made the jump. Like, what was that like? The
Boston thing was super lucky. I was only 25 or less, 24.
Damn.
Yeah, 24. And I was doing stand-up, and I was driving limos during the day and doing a bunch of different odd jobs and shit. And then I got seen by a manager who was coming from New York to Boston to scout for new talent.
Okay.
I just got dumb luck. I wasn't even supposed to be on the show. And he asked me to go to New York and do some spots in New York. I did some spots there. And then next thing you know, I was living in New York. I signed a contract with him, and I just packed up my shit. And my grandparents were still living in New Jersey. They live on North 9th Street, which was like when they first moved there, it was a pretty nice neighborhood, middle class. But then as Newark has got kind of funky.
It's like Skid Row now?
Yeah, it's not. Well, it's just... it was the next door neighbor while I was living with him. They broke down his house door because he was selling crack.
Oh.
He had a dope Audi parked in his driveway, and they smashed his door with a battering ram. And it was a legit.
That was an experience. Yeah.
Sketchy neighborhood, but. That's what I did. I just packed up my shit and moved. I mean, I didn't have any money. I didn't know if it was going to work out at all. But I knew this was a chance. But I was young. When you're 24,
you're like whatever.
Who cares?
Health insurance, whatever.
I didn't have health insurance for a long time.
Yeah. Do you have it now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's good.
Yeah. You got it. You got it.
Glad you made it.
When you quit this job, do you have it?
Oh, my wife has it.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So that was a scary thing. I was just like, shit. Hey, listen.
What did she say?
She said, go for it.
Ooh, I like it. Good. You got a good one.
Yeah, go for it. She's like, yeah, go for it. Because the tough thing is that it's, I have my little shitty YouTube channel. And
yeah, but your YouTube channel is pretty big. You're saying it's a shitty YouTube channel. But you got a lot of views.
But you know what's funny? I say that, but it's hard because I don't want to be.
You want to be a dick.
I don't want to be a dick.
Yeah.
Like I have this massive following.
Well, how many subscribers do you have?
I think 400.
That's pretty goddamn good.
Or something like that.
That's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's pretty goddamn good.
So yeah,
for a guy who fixes cars, rebuilds Teslas and shit.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? And to think that I've amassed that kind of following only fixing really one car.
Right. Yeah. Now, imagine if you put all your time into that. Bingo. You could have and after the show.
I'm hoping.
What's it called on YouTube?
Rich Rebuilds.
Oh shit, Rich
Rebuilds.
Rich
Rebuilds.
See that little
channel.
subscribe button?
Subscribe. Yeah.
Hit that.
Oh, there we go.
And it's great. Your videos are really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
nice.
You're subscribing.
You subscribe? Oh, look at that subscribe right now.
Subscribe.
Awesome. That's a perfect shot of me, by the way. The frozen photo in my mouth.
But your videos are excellent. You're really good at it, and you're really good at explaining things, and you have a good sense of humor when you're doing it, and it's interesting.
Thank you.
It's interesting stuff.
Yeah, I try to be. It's funny because I'm not a super genius. There's other people building Teslas left and right. And
Is there a lot of other people that are getting involved in
now
this?
there is. They're getting more involved in it, and they're starting their own little channels and stuff. But my thing is I want to be a little bit different. I want to add some kind of humor and like comedy to it to make it interesting. Because quite frankly, not everyone thinks building a Tesla is really that funny or interesting or fun. So adding a humor spin to it makes it more interesting.
No, you're great at it. And, when you look at any other kind of car, like if you buy a Chevy or if you buy even a Porsche or something like that, you can find these little mom and pop fix-it shops.
Right.
You can find them all over the place.
Absolutely.
All around, you go to West Hills, there's a bunch of places that fix cars.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, there's something wrong with my transmission. Can you look at it? No problem. Sure. They put it on the lift. They go, oh, you got a leak here. You got this. You got that. With a Tesla, you're on your own, son.
That's
you
what
either
I'm saying,
bring
man.
it to Tesla.
I know, man.
Or nada. And I get it from their point of view. They don't want a bunch of people monkeying around with their shit.
Yeah.
But even like Mac, like you can go to the Genius store, which is gross.
The Genius Bar, yeah.
Whatever the fuck that name is.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Genius Bar, yeah.
Genius Bar. But let me see your IQ tests.
That's a bit pompous.
Get the fuck
for
out of
sure.
here.
Yeah,
I've met some of them people that are not geniuses.
I'm smarter than you. Whatever.
So you can either go there or you can go to these little mom and pop Mac stores. Right. Those do exist.
Exactly.
And they're not approved, but they can fix your computer.
They get shit done.
Yeah, they get shit done.
So that's the goal for me. So, I'm starting my own shop. I'm starting a shop called the Electrified Garage, and that's like...
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
It's a good name.
I got some swag for you, too.
Ooh.
And that's the biggest thing is because there's no mom and pop shop to fix Teslas.
Right.
Like right now, it's the only game in town. They're pumping out, 5,000 cars a week now. Like 5,000 a week, right? Which doesn't seem like much, but for a small company, it's insane.
That's a lot.
And
how many's out a day?
It's
30 days.
It's a lot. It's like, 20,000 a month? It's just, no, 5,000 a week.
Oh.
A week, yeah. So it's like 20,000 a month or so.
Jesus.
About that. So, and then all
20,000 cars is a lot.
That's a lot of cars, right? 20,000, that's a lot of freaking cars.
Yeah, I think they're too busy.
So right now, there's only 2 places to fix Teslas in my state. So when someone's like, hey, I want to get my car fixed, you call Tesla, they're like, yeah, it'll be about, maybe a week. I'll get you in like maybe 2 weeks.
Oh, you get you in a week?
Yeah, get you in a week, maybe 2 weeks.
And then they got to order the parts?
Sometimes 3 weeks, sometimes a month. Yeah, people wait months, man. So that's the goal. So I'm opening up, and then it should be open in probably another month or so, and then we'll drive people there.
I have a fantasy of one day building a car.
What do you want to build?
A 69 Camaro.
I thought you had one.
No. I don't.
For some reason, we have a whole bunch of cars. I lose track.
I have
sometimes.
a 65 Corvette, but I just...
Oh, you had a Barracuda.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
had a
you had.
70 Barracuda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got rid of that.
Why?
It had problems.
Okay.
Yeah, I had all the problems fixed, but it was more designed to look really good, and it looked really good. It was a beautiful car.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my style. Like, I like a car that you can, like that little Corvette. That thing drives like a modern car. Like, if you drive that thing, it handles.
Yeah.
It's got fuel injection.
It's
it just
gorgeous
feels.
car.
Thank you. But
Right.
it feels like. It feels like a car that is not dangerous.
Right.
That Barracuda is like anytime you wanted, you stomp the gas if you're taking a turn, the ass end would go totally sideways.
Which is kind of fun.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's so front heavy. Like it had a giant ass engine, and it was beautiful. Beautiful car. It also wasn't a stick shift, and that annoyed the fuck out of me.
Oh, it's automatic?
Yeah, it was an
my gosh,
automatic.
poor thing.
Ew, I
Sorry
know.
to hear that.
I know, it was ew.
Yeah.
But what was my point?
I forget.
That I have the fantasy
that's nice.
of building a car.
Nice.
Like to spend the time and actually put it together, because I would imagine that the way you feel when you drive that Tesla is like this crazy feeling of satisfaction that you made that thing, much like the way you feel if you hunt and you eat the steak from an animal that you shot yourself.
Right. No,
like you're
absolutely.
driving that car around, you built that fucking thing.
Right. It's all about the hunt. Well, you know what? Part of it's the hunt and the chase, though.
Yeah.
Because now that the car's built, I'm kind of like, all right, now what?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
get it, yeah.
after you hunt, after you take that kill shot, you want to do it again.
Yeah.
Or you want to hit something different.
Right.
You want to kill an elephant next time. Well, not an elephant, but like, definitely an elephant. I like elephants. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah.
That's one I don't get. That one, I don't.
What do you even do? People kill elephants. What do they do with that?
They eat them. They eat
What?
them. Yeah. Well, the thing is, when they do kill them and the villagers get to eat the food, they get very excited about it.
Yeah.
Apparently, elephants are delicious. I don't give
That's
a
a
fuck.
lot of meat, man.
It's so much meat. But that's the thing, that if it's one thing that we don't want to ever think about when it comes to like conservation of these animals. But the money that a hunter would spend to kill an elephant goes towards making sure that the elephant population is healthy and pays
Gotcha.
for all these game wardens, or what they call PHs
Yeah.
in Africa. And then the money also goes to some of these villages, and then the food, the meat from the animal goes to these villages. But still, you're shooting
Yeah.
a fucking elephant.
Yeah,
man.
I feel like bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird how like you feel bad for killing an elephant, but other animals, it's like
Like a rat.
You kind of deserve it. Yeah.
Yeah, rat
Rats.
gets hit by a car, you cheer.
You're like, yay!
Ah, you fucking loser.
Because I hit it myself, right?
Yeah, we're totally biased towards certain types of animals,
Right.
Like, for sure.
It's like why we how do they say it? Why we feed pigeons, but we shoot bald eagles.
Yeah.
It's majestic.
Yeah.
You want it.
Do you see that beluga whale that they caught that had a net? It had a harness on it, and they think that the Russians were
Like riding
using
it?
No, they think they were using it as a bioweapon. Like they would strap a missile to this thing,
Oh,
and then
Jesus
tell
Christ.
the whale to go to boats.
How do you tell a whale to go to a boat?
This whale was trained to go towards boats.
Holy
And it had this harness on it. And they think that what they did was they trained this thing to go towards boats.
That's choking the shit out of that thing.
Well, you could use something like that to hold a bomb. So you
Yeah.
would train it to go towards the boat, and then when it would hit the boat, it would detonate the bomb and explode. So they must have given this whale some sort of food reward for banging into the boat. And
Holy shit, that's sad,
yeah,
man.
so they cut it free of this this harness. I mean, this is total speculation. They don't know where the harness came from, but
I'm hoping someone was trying to ride it and they weren't. It's probably a bomb, though.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure it's a bomb.
I'm pretty sure. Look at this whale found off Norway coast, believed to be spying for Russia.
Maybe it had like a bunch of cameras and stuff
But
too.
that might just be clickbaity bullshit too, right? Who wrote this article? Are they an expert? Are they a security expert?
Yeah.
Do they just have a whale with a harness?
Right.
We don't really know what.
Like
the
how
fuck's
often
going
do
on.
whales with harnesses show up? The fact that you're an expert and can speak intelligently about it.
I think that the U.S. government. Oh, it's read equipment of St. Petersburg on the strap. Oh, shit.
Oh, it's not good.
Yeah, but if I wanted to trick people into thinking that the Russians were involved, I would make it super obvious.
I'd write that too.
Yeah, why would they write that?
So we
Yeah.
got to fake train a whale and then send it over and be like, hey,
Right,
look,
exactly.
look what
Right.
they're doing.
Bro, you got to look into it.
Exactly. Made in Russia by Russia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would write "Made in Russia" on it. It's all in English too.
Yeah,
Didn't
right.
even use Russian letters. Property of Mother Russia.
Love Russia.
I think the government did that with dolphins. See if that's true. That the government trained dolphins for weapons.
20 of them, something like that.
Yeah. I think U.S. government did that.
Trained off what?
They trained
That's sad,
dolphins
man.
to blow up boats.
Damn, dude, what a place we
We're
live in, man.
assholes.
What a place we live in, man.
We basically trained dolphins to be jihadists, but they didn't know it. They didn't know they were jihadists. At least a jihadist knows.
Right.
I mean, you tricked them into going for 72 virgins and blowing up. You tricked them.
God.
But the dolphin doesn't even know it's going to die.
Yeah,
They
right.
probably would be like, what? Wait a minute. What?
I get fish? Oh, I
Yeah.
love fish.
He just thinks he's going to get fish if he bumps
Yeah.
into the boat.
What's this thing on my back? Oh, whatever. I'll do. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Poor
They don't
things,
even
man.
know.
I
And
never
then
see it
boom.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This says it's a myth.
Oh, it's a myth.
What's a myth?
Well, that wouldn't be the
Navy
first time
trained
that I spread
36 dolphins.
disinformation. Yeah, well, who
But
says that? The Navy?
No, well, it's this thing. Those stories are coming
like how
from
Joe
like
second guesses everything. Like, nah, is
2005?
that true? Is that true? Who wrote that?
But then in 2015, it says that the U.S. Navy's combat dolphins are serious military assets. So maybe
Yeah.
they started it, stopped it, and started it back
they
up.
did it.
I don't get it though.
guarantee
So
they
here's the
did
thing:
it.
why are they sending dolphins? Why don't they just build robots to do it?
Because the robots aren't as advanced. That they
As
can
a,
go
as a
through the
wild
water.
dolphin?
They can't go through the water the way a dolphin can, and it would look like a robot.
missile.
A dolphin, they're not going to do shit. They're always in the water.
Oh,
so if you
right.
can get something that's an organic part of the environment, and they're not going to kill every dolphin that comes near the boat. You know,
Yeah.
so they see a dolphin, they think it's just a dolphin,
Right.
And then it bunk.
Why don't they have a missile painted like a dolphin? By the time they get it, it's like,
Because
oh
it would
shit.
be going too fast.
Yeah, I guess
Ukrainian
you're right.
killer dolphins escaped naval training base in search of love.
I just keep
Yeah,
finding
this doesn't
reports of them
seem like it's
escaping.
accurate for some reason. I don't know
Like
why.
they escaped during Hurricane Katrina. They've escaped multiple times, but then I don't know how if we're just training more.
These dolphins keep escaping
After they
everything.
get out.
Wait, are
Killer
dolphins
dolphins.
smarter than us? They keep escaping. How do
They're
we not?
super smart.
How do we not keep a hold of
This
these
is
dolphins?
Not on the loose. I don't know. It's very confusing when you look it up. So
Ukrainian military dolphins not actually on the loose. Who says that? That's
The Atlantic?
government g.gov.
Hey, you know, speaking of dolphins, my fun dolphin fact is that dolphins are one of the few animals that have sex for pleasure.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of the few. Chimps, dolphins, people.
Yep.
And dogs. Well, dogs are
That's
trying
just
to
for
breed.
fun? No,
I
did
guess.
we?
Well, they fuck your leg. What are they trying to do?
I guess you're right. That sounds.
What are they trying to prove?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point.
What
Yeah.
are they trying to prove?
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this because you're all into technology.
Go ahead.
What do you think about aliens?
God, this doesn't seem tech related at all.
Yeah.
Do you think they exist?
Do you think they've ever visited here?
Oh God. No.
No.
I don't think so. I think they would have destroyed us.
Really?
Yeah.
But why? When we visit primitive tribes, we don't destroy them necessarily. Like we try to leave them alone.
Do we try? But we end up destroying them one way or the other, anyways.
Well,
I
there's
feel.
a few.
I think we even
some
when we
people do for sure.
even when we try to be nice, it's like, yeah,
Right.
look at that tribe. But let's analyze them. Let's take a few photos.
Right.
Let's give them food, and then they die pretty much.
Yeah, there's always that. There's that image, a famous image of these tribes people in Brazil, an uncontacted tribe, and they're painted. They're body paint, and
Right.
then they have arrows drawn at the helicopter.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they know about helicopters. And slowly
now
but surely they're gonna freak
now
out.
it's the new sun god.
Yeah.
Now they worship a new religion. They're gonna
Right.
yeah. See, think about it.
Do you imagine if you were an uncontacted tribe and all of a sudden a fucking helicopter shows up?
Whenever I see a helicopter show up, I freak out in general.
Yeah, in general.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, imagine that's insane.
Have you ever been in one helicopter?
Yes.
So weird, right?
Right? It is weird. Yeah.
Just
the way,
flying around like, okay, we're in the sky.
the way it makes noise, absolutely. But no, I think I don't know, man. I think they would have destroyed us. They'd be like, these guys are stupid.
Don't you
We could
think
take
they would
them
want to
over.
watch? Like if you go to the zoo,
Yeah.
right? You go to the chimpanzee exhibit and you watch them swing around and shit. People love to watch the chimps. It's probably
Yeah.
one of the most popular parts of the exhibit.
Right.
And we love watching them. Like, oh, look at them, look at them. And if you could go someplace where you could watch them in
Observe.
the wild,
Yeah.
like if there was like a webcam where you
Right.
could tune in to the Congo right now,
Right.
You would definitely. I would definitely
How do
do
we?
it.
How do we know they're not watching us right now, though?
Exactly.
That's the thing. They probably are.
They probably are. But wouldn't they just like watch and observe?
So we
as long
would,
as we don't blow ourselves up.
So we would never know then. In general, they could live among us. We wouldn't know.
I mean, I would imagine that if there was a civilization that's on the cusp of some major breakthrough as far as artificial intelligence goes, which is where we are.
Right.
And in many ways, I think that we're all super fortunate to be alive right now.
Absolutely.
Because even though this is a time of incredible turmoil,
Right.
it's also a time of an amazing potential and change.
I'm greedy as hell, though. I want to see more.
I know. me
I want
too.
to see more. I want to
too.
see. I really want to see a robot uprising. I'm dead serious about that.
Don't
do.
ask
I really
for
do.
that.
And I want to be like 90-ish years old, and I want there to be this super advanced AI robot just to take over and start shooting shit. And I also
Why?
want, because Elon Musk, he'll still be alive. His head will be in a jar, and he'll be like, "I told you so. I told you, little robot hand. I told you." That's what I want to see because it's like it's like Terminator shit. The coolest
I
shit
don't
ever.
want to see that
Why?
at all. I want to see the aliens come in and stop us right when we're about to hit the green switch.
Yeah.
To turn on artificial intelligence. I want the aliens to come down with their little legs
Little
and grab
green
you
hand.
and go, hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
No.
They
Look
wouldn't
at this.
listen to us.
The robot gave this guy a
Boston
soda.
Dynamic, yeah.
It's wrestling with him.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to grab your dick
What's-
like that
what's-
too and rip it right off.
I might like it.
You're going to be beaten off. That thing's going to come in. Let me help
but,
you.
But the thing is, what's stopping that from not wrapping around his neck and just crushing it?
There's nothing stopping it. If you get hacked, think about the same people that helped you make your Tesla work.
Right.
They're going to hack into this fucking thing. It's going to run right through your walls.
It's like Skynet.
It's going to eat your dog. You ever seen the ones that flip? They have them on trapezes like Cirque du Soleil.
Actually, have you seen the part where they actually beat the robots and
Yes.
like injure? Like, yeah.
You know
like,
what my
why?
favorite part of that is?
What?
Well, they beat the robots to find out if the robots fall over.
Right.
They kick them and shit.
Right. They're not just, you know.
PETA released a statement.
Yes, I saw
saying
that.
it's not cool
You
to
can't
kick
do that.
robots.
Shut up, Peter. What do you get involved in everything for? You know what I mean?
It's not cool.
Wait, how
It's
about
not
a
cool to
robot
kick
coalition? Should it be a robot coalition where like we stand with robots to say, listen, we built these things, but we can't hit them like
All
that.
right, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Here's the real question. If you're 90 years old
Mm-hmm.
and you're still lucid but your body's failing. You've
Yeah.
got your knees are gone and your hips bad
Yeah.
and your back hurts all the time and your shoulders are all torn apart. You can't pick things up. And they say, Rich, we can download your
Oh
consciousness
God, not this.
into this artificial body
Yeah.
that's like you if you were Anderson Silva when he was 30 years old.
It's like Black Mirror shit.
Yeah. They give you this super powerful body,
Right.
but you're gonna feel it just like that. But now you're gonna be like a super elite athlete, and it's gonna be you. And we'll put
Yeah.
your consciousness, or you can just go to black and see what happens in the afterlife. Or
Yeah,
you can
this
just
is
let this 90-year-old body die.
This is the silliest question ever.
You're gonna take.
Of course I would
you're
take
gonna
it. Yeah.
of course. Bird in the hand, right?
Right, yeah, why
This
the hell not?
afterlife might be bullshit.
Right.
I can enjoy
I mean,
myself right now.
Wouldn't you do that?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I actually want to do it right now. I'm not even
Yeah.
90.
I think that's how they're going to get us. I think slowly but surely they're going to replace parts. Like there's already amazing artificial hands that
Yeah.
they're creating, and limbs that are articulating limbs.
Here's the thing. Would you want one of the limbs that looks like a human limb, or would you want like a robotic limb like in Terminator? I'd want a Terminator limb for sure.
Would you for sure?
I want everyone to stare at me.
But what if it was nice and soft?
Do you think we're close to RoboCop then? Like, would that be maybe the first step?
Yeah, that's probably right. They're probably going to do that with like soldiers.
Yeah,
and shit.
definitely. All the money's in
Yeah.
the military.
Yeah.
So they'll drop
Exoskeletons.
They'll drop $10 billion on that. I met one of those
seen
robots
I saw one of those at Pechanga Casino.
at the mall. It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Real weird. I'll fuck that thing up.
You know, the one in the middle. The one in the middle. I put my hat on it, and it started freaking out.
Did it get mad at you?
Yeah, it just started spinning around in circles. I wish if it had a gun on it.
Oh no.
Then people would take it seriously.
Well, that's the worry about those dog things, those dog-like robots
Yeah.
that they just put guns on those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That is an episode of Black Mirror. Remember that episode?
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's called Heavy Metal.
Really?
It's one of the best episodes. This lady's running. Spoiler alert: this lady's running from these robots.
They have dogs on. They have
It
guns
looks like
on
a
them?
dog. It looks
Yeah.
like one of those things. Yeah,
I gotta check that
And
one out.
Yeah, and it has potential like actual real technology that it's using. So like it's not outlandish.
Yeah, the thing is about Black Mirror, everything is like that could happen. That shit could
100%.
actually happen.
Yeah,
You
even
know?
the thing where they implant memories and you like live this crazy fake life.
Right.
That's on the horizon.
So the interesting part about Black Mirror is that there's a pro and a con to everything.
Right.
So there was an episode where a woman wanted to keep better track of her daughter. So she implanted that chip so she could see whatever her daughter sees.
Fuck.
Right? Then her daughter got older and older, and she started to see some wild shit that the kid was doing. Right? But then, to your example, what would be the downside of putting my consciousness in someone with a jacked and like ripped body?
Well, the downside would be, would you even really be a human anymore, or would you be some sort of a thing that we've created that keeps your brain alive?
Right. But
And
who cares?
Who does care?
know?
Well, here's the thing. Would you want to live a whole nother life? Like, how much time do you want in this fake body? Do you want to be immortal? Do you want to keep going forever?
Not forever, no.
I mean, at 200 years. There's an old story about that, about a guy, God damn it, it's like an old legend about a man who kept killing his sons in order to live longer.
Yeah.
Like that God came to him and told him, if you
Keep
kill a
killing your
son,
sons.
and he lived
Yeah.
to be like thousands of years old, but he
Right.
just had no one around him that cared about him and
Is that
loved
the
him.
story of Job in the Bible or something like that? Whatever, keep going.
Since from something.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But point is, like, when you got to 200 years, if you said, okay, I'm going to take this body and I'm going to live in it for 200 years, but at 200 years, I'll be done. That's it.
Right.
But 198 years comes along and you're still like a 30-year-old Anderson Silva.
I couldn't do it.
You're having a great time.
Right. That's a good point.
But you might be like super wise. That's the other thing. If you think of how smart a person is, they keep their shit together and they become like a mature older man who's just wise and understands the way the world works. Someone who's well-read and really has taken the time to do the work on themselves personally. They know themselves better than they did when they were a young, foolish man.
Right.
That's hopefully most of us as we get older. But what if you could live to 300 years? How wise would you be then?
My biggest concern isn't necessarily about being wise. I think it's about my loved ones. Because I watch, you know what I mean? Because you see a lot, in 300 years, you see a lot of shit.
Right.
Like that's like 3 wives. Actually, maybe 4 or 6. Who knows?
Right.
But like as they pass, you have your kids and like your kid will live to be like 80 years old. And you're just like, hey,
you got to get your kid a new body.
Yeah.
That's more incentive to work hard.
I wouldn't want to go on forever, though, because I feel like what's the world going to look like in 300 years?
Maybe it'd be dope. Maybe it would be the shit.
Maybe it would be.
Maybe it would.
You know what I want to see? You know, the most fascinating thing I keep thinking about is us going to Mars. I know Elon Musk really wants that. Do you want to go? Would you go?
Nope.
Why?
Not interested.
It's a one-way trip, I know.
Look, I don't want to go to Antarctica.
Really?
Why the fuck would I want to go to Mars? I don't want to go anywhere where people can't live.
We go to Utah in the woods and shoot deers and stuff.
People live there.
Really?
It's beautiful. There's streams and trees. It's gorgeous.
But you were just saying that you don't like when people come up to you at a restaurant and harass you. So like you living alone.
Well, I like being around people, though. That's why I go to a restaurant. I'm not like in a cave somewhere trying to eat. You know what I mean? I mean, there's nothing wrong.
I feel like you would want to do that. I feel like with all this manly shit that you do, like men want to just go and just like light fires in caves and shit and just like
dude, going to Mars is stupid. You can't come back. That's like going to the shittiest neighborhood in the known universe you can get to on a one-way ticket.
Guess what? Your name
will live forever.
Will live on. Well, that doesn't mean shit,
what?
I guess.
Assholes. No one cares.
You
know who else's name lives forever? Hitler. Yeah. Who gives a fuck? What are these? Is this Elon Musk's space station on Mars? Bro, that neighborhood sucks.
Yeah.
That's like living in Barstow for the rest of your life.
What do you even see there?
Yeah.
You know?
If you get trapped in Barstow in a glass bubble, like halfway to Vegas.
Hey, remember Biosphere? Remember that?
Yes, Pauly Shore.
Yeah. No, but they did a real one.
Oh, that's
like
right.
A real the actual Biosphere.
Pauly Shore and who else? Stephen Baldwin. Yeah, that's right.
They did Biosphere. Like that. That didn't go so well.
No, people went crazy.
Why don't we do that again?
People go crazy, man. They don't want to be locked together with each other. It's not normal for everybody to be just stuck in some bubble with each other. It's been 25 years since Biosphere, since 8 scientists sealed themselves in a biosphere for 2 whole years.
What ended up happening to them? I forget.
They probably went on a fuck rampage. Took more than 3 months just to make pizza. Wow.
Really?
What does that mean? They didn't bring a guy?
They probably grow the ingredients from scratch or something.
Oh, yeah,
hell
of course. No. Of course. Oh, yeah, they had to live. They had to be sustainable inside that little ecosystem. Were they allowed to bang each other?
How could you forbid that?
How could you?
That's all people want to do in general.
Work, but it's work environment, harassment.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
What if people broke up?
Who's HR? Who's going to stop you?
That's right. Who is HR?
So there's 25 people in there?
25 scientists.
See, and that's the thing. Do you think that if we didn't have laws, we were in a lawless society, no police, would we just kill each other?
Yes.
Really?
Barbarians. Yeah.
Because it didn't happen there. Like who was the law there in the biosphere?
No, I think most of the time we don't even. What does this say, Jamie? Nevertheless, the team completed the mission, emerging from the outside world after 2 years of solitude. Okay. I think most of the time you don't need the law. But is that because we know the law exists and people have formulated society in the sense that you could always count on the law so that keeps people in check? I don't know. And it depends on where you live. Like if you live in a poverty-stricken, crime-ridden neighborhood, do you need the law there more or do you need the law there less? Like is maybe people being arrested a lot causing some of the problems that you're seeing in that neighborhood, and there's some of those arrests because of non-violent drug offenses.
Right.
Like how much are you turning? Because there is a certain percentage of people that get turned into criminals once they get introduced into the judicial system as a non-violent person who's just selling drugs.
Towards that.
Yeah, you're stuck in a fucking full penitentiary with criminals, like real criminals, like violent people, and then you're just a guy who sells weed.
You're like, oh my god, how did I get here?
Fuck, what am I doing here?
This is why
that's real too.
This is why we need to analyze those isolated environments, those isolated ecosystems with people that's never seen anyone from the outside, see how they handle shit. You know what I mean?
They kill each other. They kill people that don't pull their weight.
Should we do that? Kill the weak?
No, I don't think so. There's a great book, Sapiens, from Noah. What is it? Yuval Harari. It's a great book, but it outlines the history of the human race and these various tribes that have dealt with like weird shit like that. Like there's certain tribes that like when they see like old ladies that are moving too slow, like a lot of these they just kill them. Man.
Damn.
Yeah, and this one guy was talking about. I think it was that book. I'm pretty sure it was Sapiens. I read a bunch of books, or listened to, I should say, I don't want to lie, listened to them on tape, a bunch of them back to back on runs that were dealing with this very same issue. And they was talking about this guy who was like, he killed a few of his aunts.
Damn.
And they were like, all the old ladies are scared of him because he was the guy that they hired to kill them when they weren't pulling their own weight. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
But maybe is that a bad thing though? Because if you're
it's
part
bad
of,
if you're that old lady.
If that's correct. If you're part of an older tribe, if you're part of a tribe, right, and you guys have to keep moving and keeping things going because you're going to get killed by another tribe, and then you have weaker members of that tribe that are holding the entire tribe back, what do you do?
What do you do?
Do you risk? I mean, do you?
That's the real question.
Would you put a bullet in, your friend's mom? Because she wasn't pulling her weight, and because that depends on the entire tribe itself. She's slowing the whole tribe down.
See, that's the thing that you do when you don't have much, right?
Right.
When you have surplus like we have, we value our older people. We want to care for them.
Right.
Like, and when we see,
live with us and stuff.
Yeah, like there's a famous video of these two comedians. You seen that video? There's two comedians that find this lady who's trying to buy gas with like pennies and shit, and they give her money, and she starts crying. It's a tearjerker. It's a serious tearjerker. But
what happens in the video?
They give her money. They find gas? Some lady. Yeah, they just these two young guys get out and give this lady money, and she starts crying. And
she's
they
at a
start
gas
crying.
station.
Yeah, she's like,
well, gas is like $5 a gallon. I'd cry too, probably.
She's paying with like pennies and shit. She's just like and so they give her some money, and she's like weeping.
Yeah.
It's really her husband died just a week ago.
Damn.
It's like it's heavy. Turn it off. I'm gonna start crying.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I want to see you cry, Joe.
Don't. No.
Hey, Joe, when was the last time you cried?
Not that long ago.
Really?
Yeah. I cry for happy things.
Tell me. Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't cry for sad stuff?
Not as much, man.
Yeah.
Like if someone does something really amazing, I'll start crying.
Really?
Yeah.
You saw my videos. You're like, oh god.
I gotta get him in.
Get this guy at the show.
Yeah. When people do good things, I cry.
Yeah.
I tear up for shit like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Same here.
Yeah. I'm not into dudes who cry about like stupid shit.
Yeah, like having too much money.
I run out of gas, man.
Oh God, no! Shut up! Shut up, man.
If he cried, why is it always me? I ran out of gas.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Well, that's what happens when you drive and it says empty.
It says
you dumb fuck,
idiot.
Jesus Christ!
Should have bought an EV.
When do you think it's going to happen that EVs are all electrical, like with the solar?
Oh, not for a while, man. Solar density is tough because you need a lot of panels.
But out here,
the house. Yeah, that's true.
Well, out here, I think a lot of people are rocking it that way in two steps. They get the solar from the roof or from the panels, and then it goes into the battery, and then they charge it.
So a lot of people, what they do is it's cheaper. They just get a whole bunch of panels, and they reduce their electricity bill by not having. You need the battery pack itself to store the electricity.
Right.
And a lot of the times, people don't have a large enough battery pack in their homes to store that energy to charge their cars. You know what I mean? A lot of people just have the panels to offset the price of electricity that feeds back into the grid.
But what I mean is the car itself. Like Fisker had that for a while, where their roof had a solar power thing that was powering the radio.
Yeah, it's like a gimmicky kind of thing.
Is it gimmicky?
It kind of is because you're very limited in size, the amount of panels that you could put on the roof. It's really only enough to like trickle charge like a couple of things. You know what I mean? You need like a bigger array or like heavy solar density. And that's coming, but like there's not enough to really like power the car from it. You know what I mean? While you're driving.
Maybe there's an alternative way to gather the sun, to gather the rays. Yeah. Because if that would be the most amazing thing ever. If we all had cars that were electric
Powered
that just ran on the sun and there was no need for oil. It's all done.
Yeah, I know, man.
Is that the Fisker, Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that solar array on the rooftop, I think it powers the radio.
Yeah. So like you have that much, you only have so much room on the roof. And all it powers is the radio.
Right.
Imagine the motor.
Yeah, ridiculous.
The motor, it wouldn't even try it.
That didn't even exist 20 years ago. So who knows in the future that would. It seems like it could be possible.
Yeah.
You could figure out a way
I think at some
to make
point,
it efficient enough, especially out here.
Yeah, there's a ton of sun out here.
Yeah. That would be the
Why
most
is that
amazing
woman laying
thing
on the
ever.
roof? I don't understand
She's
that.
trying to be hot, bro. Trying to get some dick.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Trying to sell cars.
Yeah, what's up with the glasses? She looks really pale too. She's gonna burst
Yeah.
into frames.
Is that Cher? Looks like Cher a little bit.
That's Cher's fetus. Yeah. I mean, I think that would be that would really be the future.
That'd be nice.
We had no reliance whatsoever on oil.
That'd be badass, man. What do you think about, speaking of reliance, what do you think about people no longer relying on driving their own cars? What do you think if everyone owned a Tesla, right? What would that world look like? Everyone put in autopilot when they went somewhere. Like, what would that look like? You've used autopilot, but you keep your hand on the wheel because you're nervous.
I think one day it's going to be amazing. But I think it's like if you bought Windows 95. If you bought a computer in 95 and you had Windows, it would crash all the time. You get that blue screen of death.
Right.
It doesn't always work.
Nope.
But you can rely, like Windows 10 does not, I've never had it crash, not once.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's going to be like with a Tesla. I think there's going to be a few crashes.
Yeah, of course.
If
There always
everyone's
are.
driving these things, there's going to be hiccups, errors,
Yeah.
software problems, glitches.
Some people,
but then,
some people are just dumbasses.
yeah,
Too. Yeah.
But then after a while, it's just going to work. You know, it's like if you look at like we were talking about Windows or Android versus Apple. The old Android was dog shit. It was terrible. But I have a new a Note 9, a Galaxy Note 9.
You're an Android guy?
No, I have both.
You have both of everything.
Yeah, I like to fuck with shit.
Yeah.
That's why I'm interested in your
So what do you use two phones for? What do you need to? Are you a drug dealer?
work. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
One number I give to people who are squirrely.
Really?
And,
A suspect?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I have to, I'll turn it on every now and then and check text and go,
Yeah.
Jesus, this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And then the other
So
one.
what number would you give me?
I'll give you the real one. I'll give you the real one, bro.
Interesting. All
I'll
right.
give you the iPhone.
Nice.
If it comes up blue. If you get a green text from me, you know you're on the squirrely list.
That's a good point. Everyone text Joe right now and be like, hey, listen, what's this bubble showing up
I
as?
like the idea of supporting alternative platforms. That's one of the reasons why I appreciate Windows and I appreciate Android. But I think that Apple has a better platform. There's a better ecosystem.
Absolutely.
I despise their lack of options with their laptops. I despise it. I think it's unfathomable how such an enormous company can have such shit things to type on when they cater to creative people.
Yeah, it's their way or the highway. This is how it is,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it. Yeah,
But when I
no
have one at
options.
home, I have a mechanical keyboard.
You like
know
those
they
things?
use? I love them.
Do you customize yours at all?
Nope.
Do you spec it out, make it all super sweet?
No, I use a Razer, one of those Razer ones.
Those are
It's a
pretty cool.
gaming one.
I never.
But I use it for typing.
Why do you? I never use a mechanical keyboard. As a tech guy, I'm embarrassed to admit
Yeah.
I've never used one. I just use like the built-in laptop one.
There's
Like, what are the benefits of it?
I'm a feedback person. I like tactile feedback.
Yeah.
I like the click. I like to feel it. And the same reason why I like a manual transmission. Same reason why I like mechanical things.
Maybe you should get a phone that has buttons on it.
I
instead.
should, bro.
Like one of those. Remember those T-Mobile sidekicks?
Yes.
Like the flip phones and stuff like that. You
those
should get
are
one
the
of those.
shit, man.
Yeah, those
I
are
remember
awesome.
people had those. I was jealous.
Yeah.
What about people that can still type with just the keypad when they have to do 4 presses to get an S?
Yes.
There's a lot of people out there still
Like the old
rocking
Nokia
that.
is like you press like 8 times to get to
Yep.
the E and stuff like that. Or playing Snake. Remember that game Snake?
There it is. There's the sidekick.
Oh, damn.
Brought it back.
no,
missed
they
that.
didn't.
Yes.
Is that what this is?
They really bring it. What year is this?
What?
They didn't bring that back.
This is coming back.
That's
I
bullshit.
mean, I don't know how popular
Is
it
this
is. but,
for
like,
sale right now?
what version of T-Mobile website is this? There's no way. This is from like
T-Mobile
1996.
still has sidekicks?
Bro,
Get sidekick support.
Oh, it is. It says 4G. So it is.
what do you
What?
think world we living in? We'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
What do you want? You can get it.
Who's going to buy that? Joe, you should buy
Dorks.
that.
Paris Hilton's got one. Look, it's got a pink key.
That's
What's that
insane.
pink key for? Is that enter?
Go back in time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Shift. Time warp.
What the fuck, man? So that's like a Twitter feed that someone's looking at on their sidekick.
However, you know what? I will admit, it was a struggle for me to go from the physical typing keyboard to the actual
Me too.
touchpad. It was hard. I didn't want to let it go.
I was BlackBerry's bitch for a little while, longer
Yeah.
than I should have.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have one now?
No,
In the drawer or something?
No, I gave up on it.
Yeah.
But
you had
Tommy
the black.
Buns does.
What's that?
Tom Segura is all about that BlackBerry.
He's
Really?
bullshitting you. Do you not know that? It's a
Did-
joke.
I know.
Those things exist. No one uses a
Well, they have
BlackBerry.
the ones that have the physical keyboard attached to a big screen. You've
But
seen that? I
those-
think does it slide down?
Yeah, those are like all Android.
no
Those
need.
are all Android powered now, I think, right? Anyways?
Yes. Yeah. All the blackboards are.
How about a Windows phone?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
That kind of faded into
Do you remember the
obscurity.
Matrix phone? that they clicked it and it's the mouthpiece like slid down and everyone was super pumped like, oh, that looks badass. Can't wait till that comes out.
No.
Never came out. They made a couple of them just because people they were like $5,000 or something.
No.
Windows phones, it's weird that didn't take off. Like a friend of mine had one of those. I was like, look at you.
And they have those weird tiles.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
tiles, like Windows 10.
Right, exactly.
Those tiles are awkward.
Yeah.
They're still awkward to me. I'm like,
uncomfortable.
this is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
I get
So
it.
if you have a Windows phone now, what are you doing?
You're fucked.
Like
They don't make them anymore.
You're not getting updates.
No,
right?
you ain't getting shit. They're just letting it die.
You're kind of just stuck in 1996.
They
It's
actually
like
just brought this
8-track.
back, too.
What is this, Jamie?
It's the Matrix phone.
Oh, that same phone?
Re-released last year.
Ooh, look at that guy. He's so excited.
Oh, it's a slide. Yeah, that's like the old school. It had a slider phone from a while back. Do you think you'd look cool or stupid with that thing?
Stupid.
Yeah. So
You
what are
look
you
stupid.
doing, guy?
Get yourself
It's like a
fucking-
banana.
Get a real phone, you fucking dork.
Oh my
But
God.
it does have the keypad
Yeah.
where you have
Who,
to do
who
that
wants
shit.
to go back to doing that?
Assholes. Some
The
assholes like it.
T9 texting was pretty fast.
like
though.
you're a cocky prick. If
You
you do that.
shut
You don't
your
remember how to do
dirty
it?
mouth.
The what?
Shut
The
your
T- the
dirty
T9?
I
mouth.
forgot how to do it. Sorry.
Forgot. I never knew.
All right. Well,
I never knew.
Wait, is that touchscreen as well? Oh God, I hope it is. This is just
This
it's
is so
like a
stupid.
mouse
They
pad.
gotta, they gotta navigate with that stupid thing.
Yeah. I hope this doesn't succeed.
probably got Snake on it though.
Yeah, Snake was the shit, right? Remember Snake?
What is Snake? Is that a game?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
game.
Oh.
Old game.
Yeah.
I have avoided games on my phone for a very specific reason. 'Cause
Why?
I have a problem with games.
Like you
So I don't
get hooked on it.
Yeah.
You have a badass gaming rig over there. I saw that gaming rig.
The game room, the LAN, but that's all for first-person shooters.
Right.
While we're here,
Okay.
I cannot have a game that I love on my phone. I
Why?
cannot have that.
Why?
Because I'm a child.
Yeah, you get obsessed with it.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of control. If
Yeah.
I have a fucking awesome game that's on my phone,
Yeah, you play all the
that's
time.
my life. My
Yeah.
life's gone
There
now
you
because
go.
I've got that game on me
Have
everywhere
fun.
I go.
What apps do you have on your phone? Like, what
just
apps?
have-
What apps keep you going?
I have a bunch of normal apps like Instagram and Twitter.
Right.
But I have a bunch of cool ones like some star map shit. What do you got?
I've never looked for this, but I just found someone playing Quake on their phone.
Oh, look at
Oh,
this.
fuck!
Yeah. Now Joe's gonna
God
get that.
damn it!
Wait, what kind? Is that an Xbox controller? What kind of
It's
controller
sort
is
of
that?
like that. It's a controller you can connect
pretty dope.
via the shit, but they have Quake 3 ported on there.
God damn it! See, why the fuck
Like-
would you
like-
tell me that?
like
I've
when do you
never
have-
looked before. I just,
Yeah.
Son of a bitch! It looks like it was 2-dimensional though, or not 2D, but didn't have an up and a down.
Yeah.
That does. It does.
You have a new
does?
addiction now. Congratulations on your new addiction.
And I'm not gonna do it. I don't have anything on my. I don't even have. I had chess on my phone for a little while, and I didn't even like that.
Yeah.
Because I started going, how do I get better at this? I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Interesting.
Then I had to just shut it off. I'm like, put that goddamn thing down.
So you have to pick and choose what you want to devote your time and energy to. So what are your
Yeah.
top 3 things that you put time and interest to that aren't your family right now?
Well, work stuff. It's mostly work stuff or martial arts, right?
Okay.
So it's like work stuff is stand up, which is the most time consuming.
Yeah.
Because I have multiple sets a night. And I'm always writing and always tweaking and listening to
So you write.
recordings.
So how do you do your stand up stuff? So I want
I
to get
write shit. You want to get into stand up?
not really. Well,
Thinking about it?
I was kind of thinking about
You
it.
could do
Yeah.
it.
How do I get into stand up comedy? Because
all you
everyone's
need-
people watch my videos like, well, you're kind of funny.
You're funny.
You should do stand up.
No,
and
dude,
I was like, shit, I'll take
trust
it.
me. I'm a professional. You're a funny guy. You could totally do it.
Thank you.
All you have to do is go to an open mic night.
Really?
So what I suggest, go to an open mic night and see how terrible everybody is.
Right.
And then you'll be inspired to try. Because
take
you're
notes.
going to be terrible too. Don't get me wrong. I was
Yeah.
terrible when I first started, but you'll probably be better than most.
Really?
Yeah, and that's all you need. All you need is people. If you say something, people go, ha ha. Just that's all you need.
Right.
Just a little chuckle.
one guy in the front
and you
row
go,
like, yes,
okay,
thank
I got
God.
an ember. I got an ember.
Yeah.
Like I can do this. And
Yeah.
then you'll figure it out and you'll get better at it. And you'll work at it and you'll tweak it. And how old are you?
36.
You can do it. You still have time.
You
You're
think
still
so?
alive. Yeah.
When's a cutoff date?
40.
Shit.
Kill yourself. No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. Don't listen
You're
to me.
done. You'll never be
Just
anything.
jokes, folks. Just jokes.
Just kidding. JK.
But if you're a person who can make people laugh and you are willing to dedicate yourself to it, it's not like you have to have a certain amount of flexibility or a certain amount of physical strength.
Right.
No, it's just, can you make people laugh?
funny.
Okay, then you can do it. Are you going to pull it off?
Right.
That's another question.
So how do you get inspiration? Like, so you sit down, you're
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, this is funny. I'm going to write this down. How do you get inspiration for that?
I think you have to be what I would call a professional. And this is, I've gotten this from Stephen Pressfield, who wrote The War of Art, which is a great book. And I've also got it from reading Stephen King on writing and talking to a lot of different writers about how they handle things.
Right.
If you just waited to be inspired, and that's the only time you wrote, you wouldn't have half as much shit.
Right.
Not even close written. Not even close. half as much good material as you do if you decide I'm going to write.
Yeah.
So I sit down and I write. And sometimes I don't know what the fuck to write about. And I just start writing. I just start rambling.
Right.
And a lot of the first 20 minutes might be total horseshit that doesn't get me anywhere.
But
then I got an idea. What about that? Well, why the fuck do we do that? And then I'll start writing about that. Well, and then I'll make things up. I'll make up a fact. Right. And then I'll argue against that fact.
Right.
And then maybe I'll find out what the real fact is and see if I can argue that way.
Right.
And then I'll give up. I'll get to like 1,700 words or something, and then I'll shut the laptop and go, what the fuck am I doing?
How do you know that you're not going to – a common thing is when comedians steal jokes and material. So when you're writing and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this awesome idea, how do you know that content already hasn't been discussed?
Well – You don't always. You could absolutely write something and have parallel thinking. Write something and not even know that someone's already written it.
Right.
But there's a difference between that and stealing. Like, when someone's like, if you look at something, whatever it is, like, say maybe your wife sends you to to the grocery store to pick up some tampons.
Right.
And it has the price things all fucked up, and so the guy has to yell price check on tampons.
Yeah, right.
There has been like 100 guys who've done bits on that.
Right.
And it's not that they're stealing; they probably didn't hear anybody do it. They thought it was funny. They thought it up themselves, and they did it. Or maybe it even happened to them, and they did it. That's parallel thinking. That's a common one.
Right.
And then there's other people that did hear someone do it and they stole it.
Steal it. Oh,
that's a different thing.
That's the worst. Right.
But you could get both of those things from that same subject, right? That same really common, easy to think of subject.
Right.
There's a lot of those with cops and donuts. There's a lot of things that are like a part of the lexicon. They're like they're a part of the way we talk. They're a part of culture.
Right.
And you could think you thought them up, but you didn't.
It's almost like Seinfeld in a way. It's like that shit happens to everyone.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. But then there's stuff that's clearly yours. Like if you did a whole bit about how you built a Tesla.
Right.
And that you think, and then you got paranoid.
That'd be a heavy hitter.
And you thought Elon Musk is plotting against you.
Kill it and crush it.
You could.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something.
You don't do that.
And that would be something that's wholly unique to you. I mean, how many fucking people have built a Tesla? Is there even 20 on the earth?
At this point, yeah, probably.
Maybe 20.
Yeah.
Let's pretend.
Yeah.
Let's pretend that out of a 7 billion plus population of human beings, maybe 20 people have done what you've done.
But doesn't it get old, though?
That one bit gets old.
I can't keep looking the same Tesla content over and over again.
You just talk about other things then.
Right.
Look, you could talk about anything that you find interesting. Personal shit, technology, world events, worrying about the environment, worrying, all this, anything.
Yeah, did that whale really have a bomb strap to it? I keep thinking about that over and over.
Why not? Yeah. I mean, and then maybe it was like someone from CNN that fucking hates the Russians, and wanted to blame everything on the Russians. Like, they got duped for 2 years, saying that there was collusion and that Trump was going down, and they colluded with Russia, and then it turns out that the Mueller report doesn't really necessarily say that.
Right.
And then they're like, "Fuck, we got to do something about these goddamn Russians."
Yeah.
So they hired this whale and they put a strap on him. I don't know.
That was a good story. Shit, that's
not bad.
Off the cuff. So that you write all this stuff down, right? You write 1,700 words, 2,000 words.
And out of that, I might get one line.
Really?
Maybe.
So how do you memorize that stuff?
I write it down, and then I take it and I extract it, and a lot of it I put in notes on my phone.
On your phone, on your iPhone.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like the iPhone is because when I write something in notes, they all show up automatically.
Oh, yeah, it's all synced.
But I also have a thing called Evernote, and so Evernote is my PC version of it.
So you do have apps,
So I transfer everything into both. So one goes into Evernote, and then one copy of it goes into Notes. Sometimes not. Like right now, I'm a little behind on Evernote because I've been using just the Mac laptop for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, so that's how I do it. I go back and forth.
And you keep reading it, and then you memorize it.
And then I write it out on paper.
Right.
And the write it down on paper part is really more just to highlight it, and so I remember what the key points are.
Right.
I don't necessarily write it out in full. Like I look at what I wrote out, and then I say, okay, I know where I'm trying to go. Let me just try to go there organically.
Right. So there's one time I did a speech in front of about maybe 160 people or so. I threw some jokes in there, which was actually pretty good. You ever get that weird thing where you're explaining a story and you didn't even get to the joke yet? and then you start talking, people are already laughing.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't supposed to be funny.
Exactly.
That was a terrible moment. My friend died. Why are you laughing?
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Sometimes people see where it's going and they plan ahead and then they start laughing. Oh my God, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Or they see where you go, like, oh God, is this going? Oh shit, where is this going?
They start laughing.
And they start laughing there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those crazy things. But no, I think I want to try it.
You should try it.
But I'm
if you want to try it,
though.
you should try it.
The most terrifying thing is like going up on stage and not getting a laugh, because I'm that same prick that's in the audience like, wow, this guy's not funny at all. Jesus
Of
Christ,
course.
this guy off the freaking stage.
We are all that person. I mean, look, especially if you don't know the guy, people love to talk shit. It's fun.
Yeah.
Some guy goes up right in front of you and says some shit. This guy's not funny. This guy
dumbass.
sucks.
Throw
You're on a
tomato at
date,
him.
you know.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck this guy. I could do that.
Let's get out there and have sex. Yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Jeez.
You're gonna have jokes that don't work, and then you're gonna have jokes that work a lot better than you thought.
Right.
And be like, wow. But I can tell you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So you should do it.
The gears are turning.
But you're also thinking about it in terms of like the right way to think about it, like that your setups are going to get laughs,
Right.
And then it's one of the weirder things about comedy is that it sort of it kind of comes to life on stage,
Right.
On the paper, all I'm doing is looking for seeds. Like I'm looking for points and seeds and things that make me chuckle while I'm writing it.
Right.
And then I'm taking it and I'm like, okay, am I just fucked up or is this going to be funny? And then I try to bring it out on stage and water it in front of all these people.
Right.
But that's the only way to do it. You have to really develop it in front of people.
Do you remember some of your old bits at all?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, they were terrible.
I don't think so.
Oh my God.
That's
The
some funny
earliest
shit, man.
shit was awful. You weren't there.
No, I wasn't
Trust
there.
me.
No, no.
First
Stuff I've heard like recorded and stuff.
thank
That
you.
was good stuff. When I'm in my Tesla, I type in comedy stations. And like you always come up. I type in Patrice O'Neill, and then you come up all the time in terms of some of your skits, Bill Burr skits and stuff. Like that. You're pretty good.
Patrice is one of the greatest of all time,
Absolutely,
for sure.
100%.
His elephant in the room.
That was the best thing
God
ever.
damn,
it's
it's
hilarious.
good. It's
to this
good.
day. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, there's a few guys you just wish you could get to that could just clean their health up.
Yeah. I wish he was here today. He'd have a lot of cool shit to say, man.
It'd be
my
so
God.
valuable.
I think all the time I sit around, I'm like, man, if Patrice was here, he'd have some cool shit to say about that.
The closest we have to him today is really Bill Burr in terms of like ballsy stance against political correctness. But, but he gets away with it in a way that other people can't get away with. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's sad, man.
Yeah, it sucks, man, because it was a diabetes thing. It's like, fuck,
it's
man.
Like, come on, man, that could have been.
I didn't know him well enough. I wasn't hanging out with him. I was on the West Coast. He was on the East Coast.
Right.
If I knew him, man, I would have tried to talk to him. But I tried to talk to Ralphie May too. That didn't work.
Yeah.
People, they're on their path.
Yeah.
Especially comics is a thing about someone who's that free, like Patrice O'Neill. Like he really doesn't give a fuck.
Not zero.
He didn't give a fuck.
Which made him hilarious. He didn't give a fuck what he said about anything.
Didn't give a fuck what he ate either, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just ate whatever the fuck he wanted. Did whatever the fuck he wanted. It was indulgent.
Yeah.
That indulgent translated to brilliant comedy, but it also translated into him not taking care of his body.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
So my big question for you is, what do you go to a party, right?
Right.
Everyone has that one thing that they can't stop talking about. You have like, hey, I have a Tesla. Hey, I do yoga. Like, hey, I'm vegan. What's the one? What's your party trick?
I don't have one.
What's the one thing that you can't stop talking about?
I luckily don't have one because
Really?
I don't really go to many parties. If I do go to
true.
parties, they're for my kids.
Yeah,
it's like birthday parties and shit. Then you're just talking to parents.
Yeah,
and they usually want to ask me UFC questions.
Yeah,
or they want to ask me about like what's Elon Musk like, or they want to ask me like when are you gonna get Kanye on?
Yeah,
like that kind of shit.
Yeah, what's that? So what's that weird thing feel like where you actually go out in public and like you're actually amongst like people and stuff? Like what are the most frequently questions they ask you?
Those kind of questions.
MMA stuff
is real common. Comedy stuff's real common.
Podcast stuff.
Yeah, they ask you weird questions, but the vast majority of people are cool.
Yeah.
The vast majority of people are like, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? Love
It's
your show.
fun. It's all great.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Jeez.
If you put that out there, like what I put out there, I'm pretty nice. It's like that's what I try to put out there. So that's what you get back.
Right. So what's next now? What's next for Joe Rogan?
What, are you interviewing me, man? What's going on
but
here, dude? You turn this around. See, I told you.
Turn the tables.
You're a natural.
Yeah.
You're a natural for this.
So what is the thing?
There's
is
no
like,
next. I just do this.
But the thing is, I'm trying to
legitimately. I'm telling you, there's no next.
Because you're a successful person, right? I came in here. You pulled up in a black Tesla. It wasn't salvaged. You didn't get it out of the ocean. I want to learn from you. I want to know the things that you do. The thing is,
what I did is what you're doing right now. I took my own path.
All right.
That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what your path is going to be, I assume you're going to be doing more YouTube videos. I'm assuming your channel's going to grow, and I'm assuming you're probably going to try stand-up comedy. You're probably going to like it, and you probably do a podcast too.
Kind of cool. Is that how you got into the podcast?
Look how easy you are at podcasts. You never even done one before. Like people don't understand. Like you're like, how do I put these headphones on?
Yeah.
Like what do I do with the mic?
Seriously, what's this black thing in front of me?
Meanwhile, you're doing this like a pro.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You're even interviewing me.
Yeah, well, I want to learn from you.
But see, that's how this comfortable, easy nature that you have totally translates into all these things we talked about.
Okay, that's good.
You could easily do a podcast. You could easily do stand-up. Easily. 100%. I mean, well, stand-up's not as easy as a podcast.
Yeah, it doesn't
podcast is easier.
You ever have like a new stand-up person, you don't have to name your names, but they just suck, and you're just like, why is this guy's not, shouldn't be.
Yes. Yeah, there's a few that you go, ooh, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I can't be around this. You worry it's contagious.
Awkward, yeah.
If you watch someone that's really bad, it's one thing. I don't know, not everybody, like Greg Fitzsimmons thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah.
He loves watching shitty comedians.
Yeah.
But if I watch someone who's bombing, I got to get the fuck out of the room because I start thinking there's nothing that's funny.
Really?
Like things that are funny don't exist. Like this is because certain people, like if you go to open mic nights, there's certain people that are just insane.
Do you still go to open mic nights?
Yeah, I'll stop by.
Okay.
If I'm in the neighborhood, and if I know, I want to peek in like once a year and watch a little bit, just because I want to remember
what it was like. That's where you started, man.
Yeah, it's the wanting to get on stage and seeing the list of people. And in the open mic night at the Comedy Store in particular, the room is well lit because they have all the there's these signatures on the wall of like Robin Williams and famous comedians and Sam Kinison, and those are all neon. So that when the comedians are on stage during open mic night, all that neon is on, and the room is kind of fairly well lit.
Right.
And then at the end of the stand-up, they're like, okay, the no more open mic night, boom, those lights go off, the room gets dark, and then the pros go up.
Oh.
And then you see this marked difference in skill and quality of material, and you see like real professionals, like Chris D'Elia go, or Bill Burr, Chappelle stops in all the time on open mic nights.
Yeah, they're no joke, man.
Yeah, Chappelle will just show up at 11 p.m. just on a random open mic night and go up. So you get both things. So you get to see people that have no idea what the fuck they're doing. You get to see people that have potential. You get to see crazy people that are just insane. And then you get to see like world-class comedians in the same night. It's a cool experience at the Comedy Store, like Monday nights.
Okay. I have to check that out.
It's awesome. It used to be Sunday and Monday.
Yeah.
But then this place started getting too successful, and they cut back on the Sunday night open mic night.
It sucks, man.
It does suck a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah.
So you live in a good spot because you're in Boston, and that's like one of the best spots in the world for starting out.
I think I have to try it. It's weird because like I feel weird because I have a following, and it's like, hey, listen, check me out at the comedy. It's like a weird thing.
No, they would like it, man.
You think so?
Fuck yeah. If I'm a fan of your videos, and I am a fan of your videos, so if I was a fan of your videos and I wanted to go see you live at a club, hey, Rich is going to be at this place.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, what time? 8 o'clock. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you think he's going to be funny? I don't know.
Yeah, well, Tesla
seems kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but for people to get a chance to see the first time you ever go on stage too, and just be prepared to eat shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you do eat shit, have some stuff to say about eating shit.
How do I know I ate shit?
You'll feel it.
Yeah. Like, ooh,
tastes like shit.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, it's definitely shit. Thanks for everyone. Have a good night.
Yeah. It's look, I encourage everyone who thinks they could do it to do it because there's not enough of us, and there's only, Is it a dying breed? Is comedy a dying breed? No, I think it's actually on the up right now. I think it's on the upswing quite a bit because I think there's more avenues. There's more clubs to go to. Comedy is more popular than ever. Like if you go to the Comedy Store tonight, it's sold out. I have a show at the Improv tonight. That's sold out. The places
You have a show tonight?
Yeah.
And you're here with me?
Always.
What?
I work almost every night except Sunday and Monday.
How much do you sleep?
I sleep a good solid 7 hours a night.
What?
Yeah.
So what's a
Why is
day?
it hard?
Well, was
it hard to believe?
I feel like I never sleep. I don't know what it is.
You don't?
You got it. Because I can't. You know what? You're a health guy.
Yeah.
How do I get better sleep at night?
Melatonin.
Really?
Take some melatonin.
But I can't keep doing that though forever, can I?
It's not bad for you.
Really?
Yeah. Or
I'll take it.
sauna's good. Getting a sauna before you go to bed, it'll make you feel good.
But I have to have a sauna.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You can get one of them sauna suits. You ever seen one of those things? You lay in it. It's like a sleeping bag, like an infrared suit.
Really?
Yeah, they make those. Yeah.
So I just go in it's like a water bed, but it's like a bag that I kind of sit in?
Like a bag, but it's
like a bag of water?
It heats up. It's like kind of heavy.
Yeah.
And it heats up, and it's like infrared. It cooks your body.
I think I'd be too scared of being like a turkey when I get out of that thing.
I think
like
it hurts you that bad. It's not that bad,
Huh.
but it's really good. It makes you feel good when you get out of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it helps them sleep.
You have that like that chamber here that's like a water
Sensory deprivation.
What is
tank.
that?
It's an isolation tank. It's water.
So I've heard of it, but
Yeah.
what is it?
You float. The water has 1,000 pounds of Epsom salts.
Yep.
So as you lie down in that salty water, your body floats.
Yeah.
Like half of your body's above the water, half's under the water. So your ears are underwater, but everything above your ears forward on your face.
This is your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the water's heated to 94 degrees, which
Whoa.
is the same temperature as the surface of your skin.
Yeah.
And then you shut the door and you're in total silence and total darkness. You can't see anything. You open your eyes, total blackness.
That sounds
Close your eyes,
That sounds
total blackness.
terrifying.
It's not, because you can just open the door anytime you want. A lot of people think that. Like, I'm get claustrophobic. It feels wonderful. It feels like, first of all, it feels like you're flying. So
Yeah.
you lean your arms back, and once you kind of bump into the walls a little bit, you got to center yourself. And once you center yourself, and then the water stops rippling, then you just let your arms relax, and you just float, and it feels like you're flying.
Can you fall asleep and die? That's my biggest concern right now.
No, it's only 11 inches of water, and you're floating. You
Yeah.
can't drown unless you flip over face first. You start
Right.
breathing the water in until you
shit, yeah.
stop. You
Damn.
can just sit up, and you're fine. There's
Okay.
no way to drown in it. No one dies.
Okay.
You're fine. You don't have to worry about that, and you're floating. It feels great, man.
Yeah.
It feels great, and it's very relaxing.
So the concentration of salt is what keeps you afloat.
Yes.
Okay.
There's 1,000 pounds of Epsom salts in that tank.
Wow. What made you
It's
decide
really
to get
good
that?
for your skin too. I found out about it first through the movie Altered States. I'd heard about it. It was a movie that was based loosely, very, very loosely, on the legend of this guy named John Lilly. And
Yep.
John Lilly is the guy who created this sensory deprivation tank. Do you know who he is?
No, I do not.
Well, he also was a pioneer in interspecies communication with dolphins. Yeah, he was a scientist.
It all comes back to dolphins.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
for this guy, he gave
Yeah.
dolphins acid. He was a part of LSD.
Who allows you to do that? Who
in the
says you can
50s
do
and
that?
60s, you could do whatever the
didn't matter.
fuck you
They get
wanted.
people acid, whatever. MK
Well,
Ultra,
they
whatever.
actually shut his program down because the woman that he had this woman who was living with a dolphin, and she essentially, half of her apartment was underwater. Like, her house was half submerged. So the dolphin would come in and out of the house and sleep with her and then go into a tank.
It was like her husband or something?
That was the problem. She was jerking the dolphin off.
Oh.
Because the dolphin would be distracted all the time.
But the dolphin stayed.
Well, of course, he got jerked off all the time. So they
got
were
a
like,
little
whoa, we're paying for what?
Right.
They were trying to teach the dolphin to talk.
Right.
So they were trying to teach the dolphin English words. But the problem was dolphins don't have lips. They can't make they can
their
make
vocal
sounds.
cords can't make the sounds that we do.
So they were trying to get it to go, hello.
Jesus
So I was like,
Christ.
hello.
Seems like a lot of work for this.
Yeah, a lot of work for hello. But it was really obvious that they have some sort of language.
Right.
And so Lily, who was obsessed with it, he would set up a sensory deprivation tank right outside the dolphin tank and take acid and give acid to the dolphins. And he was trying to communicate with them. He was trying to communicate with them like in some sort of like neighboring dimension.
Right.
He was a trip. I mean, that guy, he would take intramuscular ketamine,
Yeah.
shoot it into his meat of his body, and then lie in the tank and have these crazy ketamine trips while he's in the tank.
Why?
Well, I don't know because I've never experienced ketamine.
Yeah.
But apparently there's something about that particular drug that lends itself very well to the sensory deprivation experience, at least for Lily.
And then you
it's
bought
very addictive, too.
Then you bought the tank.
Well, I
that
heard
seems
about
cool.
that.
Yeah.
And then I read a book called The Deep Self. And that was a book that Lily wrote about. I think that one even had instruction on how to build a tank. He actually had set up like all these plans for how like a blueprint for how to build your own tank. And use waterbed liners and use.
It's probably pretty easy, right? Get a kiddie pool, throw a liner in it.
A bunch of people have done it.
Yeah.
A bunch of people have done it.
Lay down.
Yeah, you can do it, but you really need.
Is there a filter at all? Probably not, right? Oh, there is.
Yeah. Very heavy duty filtration system.
Really?
Yeah, because the one that I have is it's a company called the Float Lab, and the Float Lab is like the best. They make the best tanks.
Yeah.
And the guy who makes it is my friend Crash, and he's like a super scientist dude who's like a mad genius when it comes to tanks. He's like over engineering everything and making everything like as like complicated as he can.
So much
try
went
to
into
purify.
it. Right.
Yeah. I'll show you the whole system. It's like all that stuff that's in the back of it is like essentially from a public water purification system. It's super heavy duty purification, and it even pumps ozone into the water.
Oh no shit! So what do you do when? So like, let's just say like someone were to go in there, right?
Yeah.
You just had a fight, whatever. Fight. You want to relax. You go in there. When the person comes out, does the water change, or is it just a filtered system with
it's the same
water's
water.
constantly
The
changing?
water's being filtered, but nobody. The only people that have been in that thing are Dan Harris from Good Morning America and me.
Really?
Yeah, he's the only one that ever took me up on the offer to climb in there. Most guys go, yeah, I'll go in there.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, fuck.
That's basically what I did. You're like, you should go. And I was like,
yeah.
awesome. Love you, buddy.
Take all your clothes off and climb into my little tank.
Literally, yeah. Like, listen, I was strip naked, Rich.
Bro, there's definitely no cameras there.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that.
How do I know that?
Get that out of your head.
Yeah.
Trust me. But I guarantee you Boston. But Google sensory deprivation tanks in Boston. I guarantee you.
Oh, it's like a public service thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of places where you go and you rent them, and it's like $50 for an hour or something like that.
That's not bad at all.
It's not. It's worth it, man. There you go. Float restoration therapy. Where's it at?
Float Boston.
I emerged
Float
more
Boston.
relaxed than I ever
There you
could.
go.
$80 for 90 minutes.
It's in Somerville, in Medford Street in Somerville. There you go. Pow.
What if I come out and someone steals my
$80
clothes?
for 90 minutes.
I thought it was a risk, right?
Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
Hope nobody steals your clothes. Usually, like, you're in a room and you get to lock it.
Oh,
and
look
your
at
shit
that.
will
It
be in
looks
there.
so crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Do kids do it too? Is a kid in there?
My kids are scared of it, but yeah, they could do it.
Whoa.
That's where, like, they draw the line with daddy.
What?
They're not interested in floating.
Wow.
They'll eat bear meat, but they won't float.
Do you want to float?
They're
Water?
like, too weird.
Oh, my God.
It feels great, man. I'm telling you, everybody. And it's also a great way for your body to absorb magnesium. Because Epsom salt baths are great when you have sore muscles.
Yeah.
Well, when you get into this, this is so much Epsom salt.
Yeah.
You float in it, and your muscles loosen up, and it kind of like all little impingements and tight areas.
Oh, that's the tank.
Loosen up. Yeah, that's one.
It's like a little pod. Yours looks like a safe.
Yeah, it's much bigger.
Yeah.
See, this is
Is yours a two-person tank?
no.
Would you want to go? You can't go with another person,
no,
right?
that
This
would
is
be
weird.
annoying if
Yeah.
your wife wanted to go. Come on, what should we talk
Yeah,
about?
there's a fart
we
in
talk
there.
about nothing.
Yeah, get away
We're
from
not
me.
here to talk.
That's why I'm here, not to talk to you.
Before we go into the next dimension, I have to know about the curtains.
I have 6 questions.
I want to buy these curtains. Yeah. What is this? Samadhi's new lily pad, a float tank that hides in a daybed. Bam. Samadhi is the company that I bought my first tank from. They make great stuff. So that is.
That looks terrifying, though. What if someone's sitting on it and you can't get out?
Oh, that's true.
Like, hey, really, can you get off this thing? I really want to get out of here.
Right.
I'm getting scared.
Right. If like a fat dude gets drunk and falls
yeah,
asleep on the lid.
Yeah.
And you run out of air.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Fuck.
Wait, you can't run out of air. There's like
There's no air, bro. There's no air in there.
So
Yeah.
eventually you could.
No.
But they pump air in there. Don't do this to me.
There's actually
you're not making.
There's actually a variable speed fan, and the one that I have that
Yeah.
pumps in oxygen,
Okay.
clean purified air.
Okay.
So it purifies the air and pumps it in there.
So not everyone's is that safe though. If I
No.
go there and like it's like a sealed system.
That
where
one
it's
could
like,
be that one right there, the daybed one could be a real issue.
Yeah,
if
like-
you had said drunk fat guy.
yeah, Rich, you have 37 minutes of air left.
Yeah, it's like an escape room. That's
What
another
yours
one.
looks
I'm in
but
space or
it has
something.
lights on it.
What, Jamie?
This is what yours looks like, but it has lights.
Oh, that's
and-
badass.
Similar.
That's what yours looks like.
Sorta, not.
Similar.
So yours is
big
like
that.
black. And it's like
Yeah.
whoa.
Mine is the state of the art.
You have lights inside of yours?
No, there's no lights. I don't need lights, bro.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I had one of these in 2002, so
Okay.
I've had one forever.
Huh.
I love them. We should all love them.
Yeah.
I think they're one of the best tools ever for like thinking.
What else is a good thinking tool?
Marijuana.
Yeah, I heard you like marijuana.
Yeah. Do you?
You know what? I have an interesting thing for you.
What do you got?
A couple things. So because I'm on a budget, I lit my job and everything. I stayed at a hostel.
Damn.
Right? I'm doing some broke people shit, right? You ever stay at a hostel? Probably not.
No, I've never stayed at a hostel.
So in case you don't know what a hostel is, which everyone listening to this knows what a hostel is, I shared a room with 3 other people in bunk beds, right?
Right.
So, Massachusetts just said, hey, listen, we're going to allow marijuana, but it's still kind of like a taboo thing, right? They don't want it getting too widespread. So when I came here to the hostel, I walked in and there's a giant bag of marijuana on the table. And I was like, I'm sorry, is someone selling this? Is this? Like, no, it's for you, man. Like, we welcome all our guests like this. You could have as much as you want. I was like, where am I right now?
Dude,
it was
I
crazy.
did
It's crazy shit, man.
Be Real's smoke box the other day.
Yeah.
I think I'm just starting to be not high
Really?
from the other day. Is it out? I don't know if he's released it yet. Anyway, they gave me a bag of weed that every time I open up the trunk of my Tesla, it's like, whoa.
So what? So
Went over a skunk?
I'm not very familiar with smoking marijuana. I think I've done it like once.
You work for the government?
I don't know.
No?
So I did it like once. And it's like I try to be cool, like, yeah, you smoke, right? I'm like, yeah. Who doesn't, right, man? So they offered me this big bag of weed, and I was like terrified.
You should be.
Because the thing is, like, if I try it,
Right.
I want to be where I'm somewhere. Well, I mean,
Safe.
I'm not going to do coke. I mean, it's only marijuana. It's not like
But you don't want to freak out.
right.
That could happen, and you should only take a little. Like if you're gonna, this is what you do. You go like this, just a little.
Yeah.
Just a touch, you know.
There it is.
There's the smoke box. First of all, be real. Smoked me in a coma. I quit maybe 5 minutes into the smoke box. I was like, "What in the fuck am I doing?" We got high before we got into the smoke box too.
Yeah.
This is like levels of stoners.
So smoke boxes. And were you in a car, or was it like a dedicated
that's his
system?
car. That's the car. It's an old Cadillac. Look how barbecued I am. I can't even keep my eyes open.
Wait, that's you?
I can't. Yeah. I'm like, I can't believe he's still smoking.
That doesn't even look like you.
Exactly. I'm so high. I'm in another dimension.
Holy shit! It looks like your freaking great grandfather or something.
Oh, look at me. It's weird lighting. But
that's crazy.
What Be Real does is he gets you in that car, and then everybody has a fat tube, like a big giant joint of the most ridiculous weed on the planet Earth. There's none stronger.
So why not? So I don't understand. What's the point of having a joint? Just go in the car and get high that way.
Everybody's so hot. You can't breathe. There's no air in there. When I got out of there, my inside of my mouth was cooked.
Yeah.
If he's never smoked weed, he doesn't understand the hot box concept.
I don't understand. This is all new to me.
All that smoke you're breathing in, right? So you're smoking it, so you're getting high from that, and then you breathe in other people's smoke. You're getting extra high.
That's what I'm saying.
And there's no air.
So why not just go in there and just be like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to sit in here for 5 minutes and get high and then get out.
You'd get high from that. I probably wouldn't get really high from that. I probably would
you're
feel
professional.
it.
Yeah. You smoke every day?
No.
Okay.
No.
Every other day?
No.
Sundays only?
No. But I've been taking this stuff every day.
What is that? It's a DMT?
This is CBD with THC. It's 10 milligrams of THC and 10 milligrams of CBD. So it's not a lot of THC, but it's enough.
So you just put those pills in like your coffee or something?
No, just swallow it. It's like a little gel cap.
Well, isn't that like not fun because you're not smoking it?
So it looks like
Oh, look at that. It's like a fish oil pill.
Yeah, exactly. But it's CBD oil with THC. It's a hemp oil.
So you just pop it in and you're like,
just swallow it.
No, I take that back. I did have marijuana chocolate.
When was this?
And this was like last year.
How'd it go?
Nothing. It was like nothing. I probably didn't take enough. My friend's like, you didn't take enough. So I had it, and then like an hour later, like, this is dumb. I just sat there, got a little high, and I was just like, it wore off and went to sleep, and it was fine. I didn't take enough.
Yeah, you definitely didn't take enough.
Yeah.
I was worried the other way.
Yeah, I take too much. Like, this is dumb, and have like 5 more pieces of chocolate.
Exactly. That's what people do. The worst thing that anybody could ever say when they eat pot is, man, I don't feel shit.
This is dumb.
And then they take another one.
Yeah.
And then it kicks in, and then it gets in your DNA, and you're like, oh, no.
Yeah. Then your kids are high.
And then you're on a ride. You're on a ride for like hours.
Really?
Oh, my God. I have a friend who ate too many edibles, and he was high for 27 or 28 hours.
Wow.
A full day later, he was still high, and it took like 4 hours after that. What's this guy
doing? Is that a leaf blower?
What is that doing?
He's making a giant hot box out of this tent, but I was sort of showing you the biggest idea of what it gets and why you would want to do
See,
that.
some stoners like that girl right there, they just get too high.
Yeah.
Like me when I was in the hot box.
So what's
too high?
So what's
it's not
too
good
high?
for you.
Like, what can you not do?
Everything. You can't do anything.
Like,
you're not even good at talking.
So is it like getting drunk?
No.
So
you get paranoid. You get freaked out. You think about people you fingered in high school.
Oh.
You start. You comb over everything you've ever done ever that might be even remotely questionable.
So why would you want to get high then?
Well, I think there's a lot of. First of all, that's too high.
Yeah.
Right. That's like paranoia.
Yeah.
But I think it gives you like a self-examination. That I think is probably critical for people to just examine. Like maybe you would be thinking about your life.
Yeah, puts you in the zone.
Like if you got high and you started thinking about this job you're quitting, like why the fuck would I stay with this job?
Right.
Oh my God, I could be here forever. You can start getting paranoid and think about what it's going to be like if I'm 60 years old, I'm still here, and I wish I took a chance, but now it's too late, and I'm tired. Or I don't have the energy to do it anymore.
Or I left and now I'm on Skid Row. Fuck. What'd I do?
I don't think like that.
Yeah. So you think very positively.
Yeah, I think if negative shit happens, like you should be aware that it can, but to dwell on it, I think, is not empowering at all.
Right.
I think what's empowering is like if you were a person who was 90 years old and you lived a boring ass, stupid life, working at a shitty job, but then someone gave you a chance and said, "Rich, how would you like to be?" You say you're 36.
Yeah.
How would you like to be 36 again?
Ooh.
With vitality and youth and energy and ambition, and you've already got something going on. You already got a YouTube channel with like 450,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
What would you think? What would you be willing to do to try again?
Anything.
You say anything?
Yeah.
I want to live
someone,
a fulfilled life, a life that I enjoy. Well, that's you right now. So that's how I look at things.
Damn.
I look at things like, what would I like to be if I was someone who was broken down and beaten by life and exhausted, and I never took any chances.
Right.
What would I do now? I would say if I could be that guy that is willing to just try, to just take risks and carve a path for yourself, I would want to be that guy. I would want to live a fulfilled life.
Be your future self.
Fucking anybody could do that, man. Anybody could do that. That's not cost prohibitive. It's dangerous. There's risks, but that's why it's good.
Right.
If you knew you could, like, if you ever play a video game in God mode and just run around shooting everything, and you can't die.
Yeah.
It's boring.
That's dumb.
It's boring. What's exciting is you could die.
Right.
Yeah.
Dying is exciting.
Just like real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's exciting is risk. You don't want to be that guy who's just barely alive, but alive.
Right.
Fuck that.
Just getting by. Just existing.
Yeah.
You don't want to exist.
Right.
You gotta live, man.
So we worked it out. You're gonna do stand up.
Right.
I want to
go hand gliding. All I want to do right now is just smoke marijuana and then go hand gliding.
Is how one of the greatest jiu-jitsu artists of all time, Holes Gracie. That's how he died.
Really?
Yeah, man. He's one of the greatest of all time.
But I'm not uplifted anymore, Joe. You told me about this uplifting thing and dying.
Bro.
What the hell's going on? What's going on here?
There's no reward. If you land, oh great, you're still alive. There's no reward. Well, you got to almost die flying around.
But now I'm confused.
Dude, slammed into a cliff, bro.
But wait a minute, but you just said that it's an exciting thing.
No,
but
look,
the fact that you could almost die.
If you quit your job,
right,
and then you take a path that you may or may not succeed on,
right,
if you do succeed, you're going to feel invigorated. You took a chance and you won.
It's like
what do you got here?
It's like an adrenaline rush in a way.
Saw this, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, what happened? Oh,
Is this a mishap?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
So the guy on the left, just watch for a second and see what you think is wrong here in the first 10 seconds.
Okay. Can't believe
I can't show this, but everybody online, people know what's up.
Oh, my God, he's not attached.
And I'll just wait.
Who's in charge here?
The guy that in the blue. He's the like leader guy. Oh, and good luck here.
Oh crap!
They are flying, and he is holding on tight
by her neck.
And they are very high, and they're going higher.
Oh my God!
Just to be clear, this is a very.
This lasts 4 minutes.
This is like a.
This lasts 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Look
First
at this.
Of all,
turn around.
Do you know do you have any idea how hard it is to hold on?
Yes. For
2
minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah. Even 2 minutes is hard.
How did this guy do this? How did he manage to hang on?
Dude, luck. I don't know. Like the person in blue is holding on.
Oh my
He's
God!
got one hand.
I would do a pull up, and I say this now. I do a pull up and get my arm.
You might not be able to. The drag of the wind. How does he hang on? Oh my God!
Make it down to the bottom.
It is amazing. His grip strength is incredible.
Dude, his forearms must be huge, man.
His grip strength is incredible.
And he let go. What a chicken! He couldn't wait till he got to the actual ground and started running. I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't even think the guy even really landed.
This is a very high definition video. What was taken on?
Fuck! What's a GoPro?
GoPro.
Wow.
Proper way to land. Dick first. Fuck that sport. Fuck that. What if you hit a rock? With the lock slams. Okay. What do I? Oh, back up.
Surgery
what
to
does it
say? Wrist.
Upon impact, my right wrist suffered a fragmented distal radius fracture, which required surgery.
Damn, son.
He got lucky.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So, like, he took a risk, but, like, there's a reward. The reward's like that adrenaline rush.
That's an asshole.
Why people go hand gliding and stuff, like hand gliding, parasailing, all the water sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get a little bit of an adrenaline rush.
You know?
I mean, if you want to live for that little drug, the little adrenaline drug, go ahead.
What if you went hunting, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he also tore his bicep tendon from holding on as long as he did. Wow.
Base your alternative. Damn.
Damn.
Stay alive.
Yeah.
Base jumping tomorrow? Wow. Jeez.
Fuck.
So what if you went hunting, right? And you didn't kill anything? Was it still fun?
Happens all the time. Yeah, sure.
So it's the thought that you might catch something.
Well, it's not even that. You don't say catch.
Oh, sorry. You just kill something. Destroy something.
No.
And something's
well,
life.
if you run it and water it down, they call it harvest.
Really?
They're out there harvesting an animal. They actually do. I'm
really?
Like, bro, it's not a pumpkin.
Yeah,
it's a fucking deer.
It's a freaking deer.
You killed
asshole.
it.
Stop playing.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult to do, but if you do, that's one of the reasons why when you do it, it feels like you accomplished something.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the positive aspect of it. The positive aspect of it is that there's a reward if you can pull it off. Not just that you like survive. Like I want to go running with the bulls.
Oh, look, I lived.
You.
Yeah, I lived. Awesome. Yeah, I guess that's a good point to think about it. Or roller coasters.
I like roller coasters, but I have kids.
Okay.
I like roller coasters for my kids. It was just for me. I wouldn't go to the fucking Disneyland.
But you like them because of your.
My kids like it.
So I guess why do
they
people
love it.
This is why people like that. They like roller coasters because it's like an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, It gives you a little adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable because I feel like if I die, this would be so stupid that I didn't need to do this.
Right.
But I did this for a cheap thrill, and it broke, and I went flying off into the fucking street.
Good point. Yeah.
You go to like, those weird carnivals that like pull up in your neighborhood.
God, the towny, hokey looking ones that you pull up in like 6 trucks, and it like unfolds as like a checkers board.
Dude, one of them came to my neighborhood, and they had this fucking thing where you spin around really fast. Stick to the wall.
Not for a pop-up carnival.
I took pictures of the way it was set up. I think it's on Instagram. You probably won't be able to find it. I took pictures, this is like years ago, of the way this thing was like on like 5 or 6 different 2x4s. It was like on blocks and shit.
God,
it was so wonky. Yeah. And people were climbing in there. Oh boy, this is great.
I feel like your chances of dying at those things are like 98%
Yeah, there it is.
higher.
There's the picture.
Whoa.
How dare you find that so quickly? How'd you find that?
I'm a Google master over
It's
here.
pretty damn good.
You're a Google master. But look at that thing. Look how stupid that is. Look, you see the stacks of wood? That is so goddamn dumb.
That's hokey as hell, man.
That's hokey as hell. They had to do that to balance it out because they put that fucking thing on a hill.
So what were you doing there? Your kids were on that?
No, I didn't let them get on that thing.
For shame.
I didn't let them get on that thing. But they, you squirt the fucking gun, the clown face, and the balloon pops, and you win a stupid prize.
What would you nail at one of those carnivals? What do you like kill every time?
Not good at anything.
Yeah,
none of those
I.
things.
Yeah,
no.
It's set to be against you. It sucks.
So I want to bring it back to aliens.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Got to wrap this up. It's already 3 o'clock.
Please. Yeah,
we've been doing this for 3 hours. Man.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, for real.
Damn. All right.
If the aliens came to you and said, Rich, we're going to give you this technology,
whatever it is, it's probably going to be yes.
But
go
you
on.
can't tell anyone else.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to?
What technology? Like,
what if the government brings you to Area 51 like Bob Lazar, and they bring you down into the base, and they show you an alien spacecraft, and they go, we're going to let you examine this. We know that you love to tinker and back engineer things, but you can't tell anybody. Are you in?
I'll do it in a heartbeat. Why the hell not?
Because you owe us, the rest of the human race. Like these fucking assholes in the government, they're going to keep you from telling us the truth?
Yeah.
Don't you think it would affect the whole world if we knew the truth?
Honestly, I'd probably tell everyone anyways, because the fact that they called the Tesla guy to go down there, of course he's going to rat them out.
Well, that's who I would call. If I was the government, I wouldn't call some respectable scientist from Stanford. Because that guy's... I would call some dude who would be like easily discredited. Some guy who maybe is a little fudgy with his science reports.
Suspicious.
And maybe plagiarized a little bit in college, but he knows his shit.
That's me, yeah.
But no, I would go with some guy who's what is that? Autodactic? Is that the word where someone learns themselves? Is that what the word is?
Whatever.
There's a lot, right? Is that the word?
Yeah.
There's a lot of geniuses out there
that
just don't have the credentials. Very smart people. They're just
autodidact.
Weird.
Yes.
Yeah, autodidact. Yeah. Take that guy. And
would you do that?
No, I'd tell everybody.
Why?
100%.
Why do you?
Because I wouldn't trust those assholes.
You don't owe anyone anything.
Because I would want everyone to know.
What are they going to do with it? They're just going to freak out.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Really?
100%. Yeah. If the government wants to tell me some secrets, let me tell you something. I'll tell everybody.
Yeah. Would you say that first?
I would definitely tell them I'm telling everybody.
Really?
I would say don't show it to me.
Really?
Yeah, I would say don't show it to me.
But that's not progressing the human race forward, because the goal is for you to see it and confirm it, right? You want to see it, confirm it, and tell everyone. What are you going to say? Go on Instagram.
I don't want to die, and I don't want them to kill me. So I would say, listen.
You think they wouldn't kill you for that? Would they kill you?
Maybe people have died already, and we don't know.
Damn, it's deep.
Maybe, bro.
Yeah.
Look into it. I don't know. It would be a thing where I would, in all honesty, depends on what stage of my life. If I was 30 years old and they said, I'm going to show you this, but you can't show anybody, are you willing? I'd be like, yeah, sure, show me. But at 50, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not making any deals. I don't want to make a deal where you tell me that I can't tell anybody about something. I mean, it's one thing if it's a business thing. Like, hey, Apple's going to show you the new iPhone. Don't tell anybody. Oh, for sure, I won't tell anybody.
Right.
Fine.
But a government.
This is something that could affect the human race.
How would the confirmation of aliens affect the human race, you think? Yes, there are aliens. Now what? What are we going to do?
Realistically, you would have to have confirmation that was undeniable, and your own eyewitness testimony is not good enough.
They'll just think you're crazy. They'll shoot you anyways.
Exactly. They'll just think you're a fool, and they'll just make you look like a dunce, and no one. It would actually probably help their cause,
right?
Because no one would ever believe you, and no one would take aliens seriously after that, which is one of the arguments for like what they actually did with Project Blue Book. Like, There was a guy named Philip Corso, and J. Allen Hynek was the guy who was running Project Blue Book. And one of the things that they famously said after it was over, that they would just try to debunk things and make these things look foolish.
Yeah.
And that anything they found that they couldn't explain, they just tucked away. But the things that they could explain, even if the explanation didn't jive, they came up with an explanation just to make people realize that aliens were bullshit.
Right.
But he, through the course of Project Blue Book studying, now you have to ask this question. Through the end of it, he decided that aliens were real and that we had been contacted.
Yeah.
However, you always have to question whether someone is doing that because this is a new avenue for them to make money.
Yeah.
Is this a new stream of revenue? I'm going to do the lecture circuit. I'm going to write books. I mean, if you're a guy who worked for Project Blue Book and then they shut Project Blue Book down, you don't have any more money.
Yeah, you're broke.
And you decide, well, I don't want to work for the government anymore. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write stories about UFOs. I'm
going to start a podcast.
Fuck these assholes.
Right.
I mean, J. Allen Hynek died a long time ago, I believe, right? Google J. Allen Hynek Project Blue Book UFOs.
All right.
I'm pretty sure there's interviews where afterwards he said he is sure after all of his time studying that there is and has been some contact with extraterrestrial entities.
So what do you think?
I don't know. See, me personally, I have zero experience, right?
Right. Well, who does have experience?
Someone might. What do you got? What are you laughing at?
Man, I don't want to talk about it yet.
You don't want to talk
I'm
about
not
it
ready to
yet?
talk about it yet.
Talk
Stuff
about it
I've
now.
been looking into.
Go ahead.
About this topic. This guy worked at that company I've told you about.
In Columbus, Ohio?
Yeah, he also was a teacher of physics and astronomy at Ohio State in 1936.
Dun, dun, dun. So you think there's some real shit going down?
Bum, bum, bum.
Maybe.
You think some real shit's going down?
I don't know about all the alien technologies or actually like what beings or aliens or something. There's something going on, and it has to do with that company, and it has to do with everything you're talking about in Project Blue Book. I don't know what it is though.
That's very vague.
I know.
Super
That's
vague.
just-
All you
I
said
don't want to
was,
make.
yeah, something's going on, guys.
I can't because to me it doesn't seem fair to just go with the big conspiracy, but there are facts that you can look up and find.
So once you get to the bottom of your investigation, you'll have a report for us?
Sure, yeah, we'll talk to you. I'm not ready to because it
Hey,
sounds
guys,
a little
something's
too
going
crazy
on.
right now.
Right.
I don't want to leave some of the crazy stuff out.
Yeah, it's one of those subjects that inherently starts looking crazy until aliens show up. If there was like that, what was that movie? What was the recent movie with the where they spoke in like smoke?
Oh God.
Was
Arrival?
that big Arrival?
Yeah.
Arrival. If something like that shows up, then all of a sudden our perceptions completely change.
It's like, oh, wait.
It's undeniable. There's like some giant Los Angeles-sized thing floating over the
would just suck
continental
us all
U.S.
up, yeah.
We'd be like, okay, all right.
So that's the thing. So why would you? So if let's just say we had a microscope, right? Periscope, whatever you call it, to look into space really
Telescope.
far. Telescope, yeah, periscope. If I wasn't a submarine,
we all live.
so, and we see an alien, colony, unlike Mars. What would we do?
We'd study it.
Yeah.
We'd try to communicate with it. But would that be a good move? Like, what if they came over to us and they'll go, oh, look at these fucking dumb chimps.
You think any foreign or alien species would think we're idiots?
100% of them
Really?
would think we're idiots.
Okay.
Yeah, if they're advanced to the point where they've gotten control over their emotions and anger.
Right.
I mean, just think about how much tribal warfare goes on still in America, in the world. How much warfare is taking place. How many people are dying? How many innocent people are dying? Drones, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
They'd be aware of all that. They'd be aware of our polluting of the environment. They'd be aware of our depleting the ocean of its fish. They're just pulling in giant nets filled with
catching
fish.
fish
They'd
and
be
eating
like,
them.
what the fuck are
Yeah.
you people doing? They'd be looking at coal plants and the president of the United States, the greatest superpower the world's ever known, saying things like clean coal. Like clean coal.
What do you? So what do you think? Okay, so someone comes to visit us, right? What's the dumbest thing that they're going to notice the first? You can say, "Oh wow, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen." What's the number one thing you visit our planet? The number one dumbest thing they're going to see and be
They're
like,
probably going to think the pollution's the number one dumbest. Like you guys are shitting in the environment that you need to sustain you.
Right.
You're doing this in. It's not like you don't have the resources to fix that.
with infinite money.
Yeah, we have incredible amounts of money, but yet the money's not going towards that. Like, massive resources should be going to removing carbon from the atmosphere, removing particulates from the atmosphere. Right. Yeah, like brake dust and all the shit that's in these cities. And when these cars are constantly slamming on their brakes, that dust that you have to clean off your wheels, that shit's everywhere.
Yeah, right. It's in your lungs, baby.
It's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And takes years off people's lives. It absolutely does. They would look at all that. They would look at, why aren't they looking at that? Like, why don't they have some sort of system in place to mitigate all the problems they've created in terms of like, they got rid of plastic straws.
Right, yeah.
Keep the caps, though. Keep the bottles.
Caps are fine.
Keep the tabs that you pull off of things. Keep plastic wrap. Everything's plastic.
What do you think of those new disintegrating straws, by the way?
Ridiculous.
It's like, oh, God,
I want to keep around a stainless steel one.
You should, but you have to clean it, though. I was thinking about that same thing.
You can just stab somebody if somebody attacks you. If you get one with a good
sharp
point.
In the end?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I stab your throat?
Just punch a hole through them like that Walking Dead crossbow bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the big one that they would get. They would go, wow, these people are crazy. The other thing they would say is the nuclear power thing. Like when you find out things like the Fukushima plant, they didn't have any sort of backup plan to shut it down.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what happens if your generator goes out. Oh, well, we're fucked.
Well,
and now it's
nothing really.
Nuclear meltdown and everything dies forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't plan on that. Like that, the fact that they built these plants and they have no idea how to shut them off. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
The aliens would probably be like, these people are out of their fucking mind. They're smart enough to figure out how to harness nuclear power, but what they use it for is to generate steam.
Yeah.
Constant, and it has to stay on forever. That's why they put them near the oceans. Like these guys are assholes.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing too is that how would you? Let's just say things are going to shit really quickly.
Right.
Right. There's a nuclear power plant that's going to blow up any second now.
Any second.
How would you? Are you like I know you're an outdoorsy guy. You hunt. You kill, harvest, as they say.
Harvest.
Sorry. How long do you think you could survive if things went to shit really quickly? If you had to survive. You have all the money you want, right? Mm-hmm. But like, how long do you think you could survive in the wilderness?
It would be very hard. It's not easy. And not only that, you got to get through the winter. So you're going to have to build some sort of a shelter.
But
you're going to have to maintain fire.
There's no winter here, though, is there? I mean, what's the coldest it gets here?
Not in L.A., but in Big Bear, which is only a couple hours north of here.
Yeah. I
mean, there's plenty of places where you could drive. In a couple hours, you could go to Big Bear, and then you can go down to the beach. You could experience the desert.
Yeah.
You could experience a lot of different climates. It would really depend upon where you were stuck and what you would eat. So the thing is, if you want to stay in the LA area, you're dead because you're not going to be able to eat shit. There's nothing here.
Would you stay in your house? Would you migrate? You have kids and a wife.
Yeah, you got to get out of here.
So you'd leave. You drive your Tesla.
Right.
Which car would you take?
No way.
What?
No way.
It was a big debate that I had. If in a crisis situation, right? Would you take the Tesla?
No.
Or would you take? What would you take?
I have a Toyota Land Cruiser with a 40-gallon gas tank.
Oh.
Yeah. I got an Apocalypse Mobile.
But so now I went through a big debate. I got shit on so much for this. I said the same exact thing. It's like, listen, in an oh shit situation, I would leave the Tesla behind.
Who argued with you about that?
A lot of people. I would leave that behind. I take my pickup truck.
Yeah.
My Tacoma.
That's what
I
you do.
fill it with gas and I just drive.
100%.
And they're like, well, in an emergency crisis situation, you don't have access to the gas. What if the gasoline didn't work?
You go to the liquor store, you fill it up with alcohol.
Remember we had the hurricane in Florida a while back?
Yes.
Now, everyone was saying, like, yeah, the gas pumps wouldn't work because the electricity was shut off, and but the superchargers still worked, and you could get to your destination still, and, like, Teslas use less energy. It's like, at the end of the day, I'd hop in a pickup truck with, like, 2 shotguns and, like, 5 things of gasoline and be fine. I don't understand that.
Yeah, they also make tanks that you can put in your gas tank, in your the bed of your truck, rather, that are like these survival tanks.
You can drive as far as you want, like 800 miles.
Yeah, and and you drive thousands of miles. There's a guy who actually, there was a podcast that I was listening to, this guy who is like an extreme prepper, and he actually made a trip with one tank of gas from Arizona to Canada.
Damn.
He drove all the way up to Canada, all the way across with one tank of gas. He has this massive tank in the back of his pickup truck that feeds directly into his primary gas tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can get these. They're like these survival tanks. And, they'll host like hundreds of gallons of fuel.
But you're also a target. I'd probably shoot at the guy's car. That's the other thing
Why
too.
would you do that?
So I don't know.
All of a sudden you're lawless.
Yeah, see what
Immediately
happens?
you become
Yeah,
a barbarian.
I know. The lights go off for 5 minutes. Want to kill everyone.
You're starting fires, shooting cars. Yeah.
So then, all right. So you leave. You take your family, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have your kids, you have your wife. Where are you going to go? You hop in your Land Cruiser. Where are you going to go?
you have a real problem.
And what are you going to bring?
You would have to bring things to start a fire and things to kill animals.
Right.
Those are the things that would be very important.
Okay.
I would bring guns.
Right.
I'd bring bows. I'd bring ammunition and arrows. But I would realistically realize that, first of all, I'm not going to make more bullets and I'm not going to make more arrows.
Right.
What am I going to do and how long
Right.
am I going to last?
Would you bring
out here?
marijuana?
No.
Okay.
No, I'd be just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
But you'd also be trying to stay alive for a long period of time.
Right. You might want to bring it.
No.
Ease the pain. No, really?
No.
What?
No, it's not going to. Marijuana for pain relief, I guess it works.
Yeah.
But that's not what I use it for.
Pain at night of the impending doom you're
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be freaking out even more. I'm freaking out plenty.
Yeah,
there's not room. I would bring water purification tablets.
Right. No
I'd
food
bring
though.
Filters.
Canned food.
I would bring food. I'd probably bring food in the form of heavy duty bars, like that don't take up a lot of space, but
Right.
are dense and nutrient rich. Like there's those green belly bars,
Protein bars.
Yeah, something that has a lot of calories, high calories, in a small package, a small size.
Right.
Where are you heading?
Yeah, exactly.
Go
Where
in
you
the
going?
woods. Yeah, you got to go somewhere where there's animals. And even then, you're not going to make it, and your kids are probably not going to make it.
Oh,
That's
that's
the real
uplifting.
thing. It's
Yeah.
true. The idea that you're going to live off of animals. This isn't the Serengeti, man. There's
Right.
not a lot of animals, unless you're somewhere where you can find a lot of fucking animals.
Right, like rabbits and shit.
Yeah, and you
right?
got to keep them. Like you're going to have to kill them every other day because they're not going to last with the heat.
And your kids aren't going to eat a dead rabbit for sure. Not at
They'll
first,
eat a
at least.
dead rabbit.
Really?
Yeah, they'll eat a rabbit. Yeah, my kids will eat pretty much anything.
Do you know how to start a fire?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not
You're
easy.
weird. No, it's not.
If you have a string and a bow and 2 pieces of dried wood and hardwood and a softer wood, you can do it.
No.
You can do it, but it ain't easy. Like starting a bow with one of those.
Yeah, no.
Starting a fire with one of
Take
those
you
things.
2 months.
It takes a little while.
Really?
But it's not easy. You're better off with a flint. If you have a flint and a piece of metal, you can start a fire pretty
Get a
easy.
spark, yeah.
And also, you want to bring with you some tinder. You want to, if you have some dry tinder, you should bring that with you too.
Start
Look,
fire
you're in
shit.
for a world of hate,
Yeah, no, man.
a world of shit. If you want to really survive,
Right.
Whenever I watch those survival shows,
Which
those
I love, by
people,
the way.
they're
I'm
great.
really into that shit.
They're exciting, right?
Yeah, I'm into that shit.
What would I do? But-
Yeah.
Check.
What was this guy
Speaking of
doing?
that, this YouTube kind of fed this to me the other day.
300 days
He made
alone.
a self-documentary of him spending 300 days on an island by himself. He got
Jesus.
dropped off with a satellite phone because he ends up getting hurt at some point during it.
Was he cutting his own hand off?
No,
Jesus
it's a fish.
Christ. Oh, okay.
It looks like a
He's-
fish.
I'm not showing it on here because there's lots of views. You can look it up. 300
Yeah.
days alone. He does it at the very end of it. His friend meets him and he shows him what he's been doing for like the last 2 weeks all alone. There's a volcano on this island.
Yeah.
He looked like he freaked out. He's basically a castaway at the end of this fucking documentary.
Oh yeah, I'm
really-
sure.
It's pretty cool.
Look, that's a fucking hard thing to do just for your mind.
I couldn't do that.
He's weaving together ropes and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you.
If they put you on an island, how long do you think you'd last? I'd probably last.
I'd make it.
Maybe 45 minutes.
Depends on if I knew that my family was still alive.
Yeah.
I will make it.
Really?
Yeah, I'll figure out a way to
He
make
found
it.
a little pig.
Oh,
He,
yeah.
kept it as
Oh,
a
my God.
pet for a little while.
Oh, I thought it was
ended
dead.
up-
He's going to kill it? He's got to
No,
kill
no,
that
no.
thing.
He kept it as a pet, and like it ended up running away.
How did he feed it?
He feeds it. He shows you what he does. It's pretty.
So it's a
pretty
wild
interesting.
pig.
How do you even
Yeah.
find a pig like
So
that?
well, it means he's on a very animal-rich environment. If he's on an island with pigs.
Trapped it. He made
That's
a trap
wild.
to get something in it.
So
The
did he
pig
kill
fell
any
in.
pigs?
I didn't. I honestly didn't watch
Another
the entire
pig?
thing. That's the
No,
same
that's
one.
the same
I
pig.
rewound it. I didn't watch the whole thing because it's an hour long.
Drinking the pig's
Damn,
piss right there.
Look at his. That's
It's just really cool when you start talking about that. I just saw it.
Wait, he's got a dog?
What the hell is going on
He brought
here?
his dog with
He's
him.
probably in
He brought
L.A.
his
He's in
dog.
L.A.
He's
He's
brought a
lying.
dog. That guy's in Topanga Canyon.
He's that guy's in Calabasas.
shows you where he
Get
is.
out of
He's,
here, man.
He's right behind Kanye's house.
Seriously, this is behind Kanye's house.
Oh, is this how he caught fish? Oh, he's got a
Yeah,
fishing
the
rod?
island that he is right here. He had some
Oh.
guys drop him off, and
Wow.
he just said, "Don't come back for 300 days if you don't
Fuck.
find me."
So wait, how does
you
he
don't
how does
find
he
me."
charge the batteries for this footage?
You have cell phone chargers that use satellite or use solar power. A lot of guys use those when they're
really.
Yeah, my friend Adam Greentree. He lives in Australia, and every year he comes to America, and he's a bow hunter, and he do like a 1 month trek solo in the mountains hunting for elk, and he uses these solar panels that he lays out, and they charge battery packs, and that's how he charges his phone. And so he got very famous on Instagram for documenting all this in his Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Like he got in an altercation with a grizzly bear, and he was documenting it. Like you could see in the Instagram story, the bear standing up, looking at him and coming towards him, and he's got a pistol out. It turned out the pistol was jammed.
Did he throw it at the bear then?
He didn't have to, but he had it pointed at the. He didn't even understand that the pistol, like it wasn't his pistol. Someone let him borrow it for personal safety in the forest, and the bullet was the wrong size for the pistol.
It could have blew up in his hand if you're not careful.
Yeah, something. Who knows?
Damn.
Yeah. Not good.
But he's fine now, right?
He's okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
He's
Thank
okay.
God. Jesus
He's
Christ.
Australian, man. They're a different breed of people.
Yeah, they have some shit down there.
Yeah, they're children of criminals. They're all like that's what it is. The British
You're right.
like British people who back then when everybody was a criminal, like you guys are too crazy.
Yeah.
Get the fuck off our continent.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna put you in paradise.
Go to Australia. There you go.
Put them in paradise.
Yeah. But they have crazy animals down there too.
They
man.
do,
Like giant spiders and shit.
But the people are cool as fuck, man. It's like a weird thing. Like somehow or another that worked.
You've been there, right?
A bunch of times. Yeah, I love Australia.
Like we do down there.
Well, you should do stand up down there. Maybe you should start your tour.
Ooh, yeah, it's a good idea.
There you go.
It's
That'll
expensive. So the thing is, I have no income really.
Right.
Now. Yeah, that's for now. That's the tough thing is that staying at that hostel really like brought things into perspective.
Right.
Man. It's like
snoring, farting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People just like standing in front of me butt naked. I'm like, hey,
hey,
whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy world, man. Crazy world.
Listen, dude, I got to wrap this up, but this has been a pleasure. I'm really glad we did it.
So am I, man.
I had a feeling it was going to work out this way.
Can I plug my Instagram and my shop? So check me out, Instagram at RichieBKid, RichieBKIDD, and my YouTube channel, Rich Rebuilds, and the shop I'm opening, Electrified Garage. Check it out.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun, man.
Awesome,
and
man.
I wish
Good
you.
shit, man.
I want you to come back a year from now saying you're doing stand up.
Yeah.
Everything's kicking ass.
I have like
You
a beard, like, hey, Joe, man, I'm
Castaway.
homeless, man. It sucks.
I was on an island for 300 days.
This sucks, man.
Thank you, brother. It was awesome. I
Awesome,
really
man.
appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. All right, man.